What a fucking chat message, dude. Staying alive in parentheses, unlike Tarisland. Dude, so true. Tarisland, the good ones die young, bro. Did it shut down already? Yeah. How short will the grift be today? I don't know. I have no plans at the moment. Except I'm probably recording a podcast later. Dratnos killed the boss last night. Let me see. Record today? I could also rank the raid bosses this tier. With Dratnos, because he finally finished it. Dratnos. Rank raid bosses today now that you're done. Oh, wait. Terrace of Endless Spring Race World First is today. That's actually super hype. After the classic race, yeah. Gotta watch classic race first, then rank, then potty C. Damn. A nice full day, baby. Let's go. Terrace of Endless Spring was one of my favorites, but I really liked the idea of an elite modifier for loot. Yeah, it is really interesting. If you guys are unaware, how the boss works is it's a council boss where you kill the 3 bosses in order, and whenever you kill a boss, the other 2 heal to full. So there's multiple orders you can do it in, and then the other 2 bosses gain like the main ability of the boss you killed. It's really cool. Honestly, it's in a pretty forgettable raid, but I want to say it's one of the cooler council concepts of all time. I think it's like really fucking cool. So you had the choice in the first week, like, do we go for the harder version of the boss and get the elite gear? Some guilds did, some guilds didn't. What world rank was Dratnos? Good question. I don't know. Let's find out. Pop-Tart Corn Dog seems to be world 15th. What's up with this XD guild? They got California second. What does that even mean? World 15th, US third, Cali second. Where did that meme start? It's in his YouTube title? Oh, that's pretty funny. So what's the deal with this XD guild? Because they're like 357 pulls into this boss. But they were on it a long time ago, I think. Wait, no, they're not actually. A week ago, August 26th. So less than 10 days ago, basically, they killed Nexus King. How did they even get 350 pulls in that amount of time? Are they going crazy on it? Who is in this guild? Oh, it's an Incendio guild. Bro, I swear, like, since 2010, there's always been an Incendio guild. Wow, they are really underperforming in P3. They saw P3 for the first time on poll number 202, which is, I think, pretty close to when Dratnos guilds actually killed it in that amount of polls. But then it's taken them over 150 polls just in P3. That's pretty crazy. What causes that? What's up? Dude, this is what I'm talking about. Did you know on Radar.io you can like look by the face? So it's like this shows all the like P1 stuff, and then you can look at P2. And I guess every time there's a dot, that means that's a poll that they had in P2. So dude, is this correct where they saw P3 on poll 202, and then from poll 232 to 265, 30 polls they did not get out of P2. Ooh. This P3 progression chart looks like Astro. This just looks like Astro tilting. This isn't even a situation where your guild isn't like good enough to pull a boss. You're just probably tilting crazy. Anyways. So what guild is this exactly? They're called XD. Dude, Pop-Tart Corn Dog killed it yesterday. Twitch.tv 4G. That's the person from that guild. Right? That's so loud.
First time ever.
Crazy.
That was
Sorry, bro. Yeah, that was crazy.
Holy shit.
Dude, they sound so happy when they killed it. Here we go. Dude, by the way, look at their kill. Look how fast you're killing this boss now. If you guys are ever doing Demencius, just know that you should use literally you should empty the bag, as they say, basically after the second Devour, because the boss is just dead. It's just simply dead after that. Like here. Look at the boss. Bro, let me get the boss HP here. 3, 2, Devour going off. The boss is at 16%. 16. What was our kill? Hold the fuck on here. Bro, you actually shit on this boss now. It's crazy. Here we go. Okay, so second Devour. Sorry, let's get this right.
The range were too far left.
Our second Devour was pausing at same time.
2, 1, now.
27.1%. They are 11 two resets later. They are 11% lower. Look at when this boss actually dies, bro. They have like everyone live through the first sucks, I think, after the Devour. It's like they're chilling here.
Ping is out.
Mass mirror.
Mass mirror. Okay, and then suck happens. Look at this.
Rings.
Every single player lives the suck. The boss is at 10%. I'm not even making this up. I do not like. I don't even understand what you could wipe to at this point because like 2 minutes or 3 minutes are coming up, and all the minute and a half are coming up in 5 seconds. You could lose 10 people to these rings and still limp and kill this boss.
Right. Get hit early.
TS.
It's so easy. Look, they're like locking in for the 5th ring set. And I saw some guilds like notes. They were saving like rewinds or spirit links or personals or anything for the 5th rings. Bro, this is the 4th rings. You guys should save absolutely nothing for the 5th rings. Look at this.
This is melee.
Look at this. The boss is at 6%. The boss is 6% before the 5th gravity even spawns.
Follow the ping. Get ready for toes.
Empty the bag on this one.
The boss is at 4% when the gravity goes out. You could literally just fucking... Everyone here could just run into the edge of the room randomly until the boss died and it would die.
Pull in 3, 2, 1.
So easy. And it's just dead. You don't even have to move for rings. They're calling rings, but why?
Empty the bag.
Kill the fucking boss! Let's go! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go, baby! Let's fucking go!
Dude, they're so happy.
18 day rates in a row. Turbo boost. That's mine. Let's fucking go.
They said 18 day raids in a row.
Holy shit.
Oh, are they talking about
I
XD?
knew it. I knew it.
We have to win on the
I knew it. I always get them out.
Hunter high roll.
I can't believe
Wait,
the
who got
grip
the map?
thing happened on the kill. I'm so
Show
dumb.
court-
I hate my
show
life.
Have you seen the goated hippo kill stream? Bro, every time I see any clip or tweet or anything from that hippo guy, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about
Dude, that
that.
was the worst pull ever, but fuck it. I saw the boss solo. I was like, I'm playing so fucking safe. Holy
Good
shit.
job, guys.
Yeah, insane.
What a fucking
Really good
troll.
job.
Oh,
All right.
Our best rank.
Holy shit.
That's building 7 polls.
oh, holy shit.
How many attempts? 237? Dude, they're so much better than us. Holy fuck. Okay, that's it. Oh, sorry. This is me. Actually, I guess this is kind of relevant. I had this up earlier. One of our raiders was like, why did we even do the knockbacks on Forge Weaver? And basically the reason is if you drop the ads behind and let them go through, the 3 positions of the ads are like 1, 2, and then 3. And then the version where you put them in front and then knock them is you put them at 1, you knock them back to 2, and then they come to 3. This was relevant in the race because you just needed all the damage you could get. So when you spawn them under the boss, they take that initial cleave, and the 1 global from the evoker is worth that cleave, and they end up getting to 3 around the same time, regardless of which one of these you do. However, it's harder because you have to assign knockbacks now. So this is just a little public service announcement. If your guild is pulling Forge Weaver, although it doesn't really matter that much because it's basically a heroic boss now, under no circumstances should you be placing these ads in front of the black hole. Just place them behind the black hole because it's just easy enough now where you don't need the extra damage, and the extra assignments of knockbacks is just harder than the actual ads themselves. So just never do it. How do you get there in time? You, well, I guess if you're just like anyone, you just run there. It's like 6 seconds or something. It takes it's like a long time for them to actually go off. So you can just run there. Run their normal style. Max, we're having trouble having soakers make the soak with the ads behind the black hole like that, though. Yeah, just like, I don't know, put more people in it. Use more raid CDs or something. I mean, maybe. We were doing the fight like this and still getting in the soak just fine. Although how do you guys do it? Do you guys assign it 10 and 10? For soaks? What we did is we have like a bunch of people in the first one, and then the second one we have way less people, all have immunities so they don't get the healing absorbs. And then we just use like Rally AM and all personals so we live it. and more people don't have to make that one, I guess. Max, slightly off topic, but during the race when there's music playing, are you actually listening to it? Yeah. Sometimes I'll listen to it a little bit lower than what you guys hear it at. But pretty often it's the same volume and the same stuff, yep. Reacts today? Yeah, someone said there was a Haruma Red react. I'm not sure if that's true. Someone else linked this as well, called How to Become a World First Raider by Lucy 10 hours ago. Oh, this is probably going to be pretty good. Why do I know that name? FSY? Wait, this guy went to Method? Seems like they raided with Method now. This seems like a pretty good video. I kind of want to watch this, actually. The reason I kind of don't want to watch it, though, is I do think I could have interesting perspective on a video like this. And actually, I guess if you want to get transformative or, like, get technical with it, I'd be, like, doing transformational content. So it would make the content... Like, I would be adding to it, not being a complete leech by stealing other people's content. Now, you can agree with that, and I think that's generally true, but then stuff like this happens, where, like, that Shindig guy made that great video. Do you guys remember that? Here it is. This guy, Shindig, made a video, Becoming a Mythic Raider in 2025. When I reacted to this video, it had 100K views.
Dude, wasn't there a good...
And then I, like, tripled the view count. Hopefully, he's still, Yeah, so here it is. It only has 170K views. I don't know, man. This is why I don't like reacting to things. Here we go. 170K views, so you want a trial with a Mythic Raiding Guild. This was a great video. I watched it, and then I got 300K views reacting to it. And that makes me feel like a fucking worthless leech. And makes me never want to react to content ever again. Like, ideally, if I react to content, it, like, amplifies the person's channel, and then, more importantly, their video retains higher viewership than my reaction to it. Or else I just don't even want to do it. But all good. I'll just blow up. Unless it's Dratty's video. Yeah, I don't care about that guy. I'll fucking steal all of his shit. I don't think I've watched a Dratnos video in a while on stream. Let's see. Dratnos Sprockamar. Nah, what's this? Let's see. Oh, I watch all of his Race to World. I watch the Dratnos Race to World First recap when I wake up in the day. These are fucking bangers, by the way. If you guys watch during the race, like, if you are a race watcher, these videos are so goated. Tettles dropped a good discussion video today. All right, well, how long do we have until the classic race? An hour? Max, if it makes you feel better, his video got a secondary viewer uptick after your reaction. It doesn't... Okay, that pales in comparison to the fact that I'm making a ton of money off of someone else's work. I didn't do anything for that guy making a video, and I just watched it on stream, uploaded a video of it, and had 300,000 views. I probably made, like... I don't know, like a lot of fucking money from that. It doesn't matter that you are giving them exposure. It just makes you feel like shit. I don't know how else to explain it. Okay. So yeah, I haven't watched any of this. Oh, he's uploading guides, bro. Why are there belts in this patch? The Delve belt wasn't supposed to be as good as it is? Yes, it is, bro. The Onyx Amulet, they were like, we want it to be so good, but we wanted to replace it next year. It was too powerful. They panic nerfed it. And then they made another Onyx Amulet, but you still wore it. And now they made an Onyx Amulet belt, and obviously it's too good. It's happened 3 times in a row. Like, them making it too strong isn't an accident. You know? Has to be. Has to be intentional. Okay. Which video are we watching? Actually, let me get a water and think about it. Wait, Dorky said got a raid but can after. What time do you raid? Please don't say 5 p.m. Pacific time. Do not say 5 p.m. Pacific time. Man, I have a feeling that he is going to say 5 Pacific time. The Dratnos and Tettles trial. Okay, what the fuck is that? You guys keep mentioning this.
You were asleep, woke up at the crack of noon, like myself. We've moved our lust.
Where is this?
Such that we're lusting 3 healers at the end of the.
It's on YouTube. It's Liquid Guild YouTube. I don't see shit. It's in We Steal. Top right. Oh, it's right here. Sorry, it like blended in with all the world first graphics. Judge Liquid Cam's Dratnos vs. Tettle featuring Dash. Alright, what are we even looking at here? Let me go get some water first. All right. What are you? Okay. All right. Let's see what this is about.
Dratnos is litigating for a depleted key. Tettles claims it was a stinking healer's depleted key, not his. Everyone all rise for the Honorable Judge Liquid Cams presiding.
All right. All right. They're fucking laughing.
Sir Tettles, how old are you?
28, Your Honor.
All right, Dratnos.
31, I think.
So what caused this issue?
Well, there I was, doing my weekly keystone, and I know this might be somewhat my fault for inviting a Moonkin in the first place, but it was a +10 Solia's Gambit, and there we were, a few Murloc packs in, and this chicken here, Tettles, was doing the hands up in the air thing, and all of a sudden, all these packs of Murlocs started running in, water bolts coming from us from all sides, and then there was a pufferfish swirly, and the chicken was standing right in the middle of it. 5 seconds, didn't move, bang, he's dead. Everybody leaves the group. My key's depleted, and here I am without my IO, and I want compensation. I want compensation for the Great Vault slot that I missed, for the hero track item at the end of the dungeon that I could have had, the 40% chance of one of those, and of course the IO score, which I didn't get.
Tettles, your response?
Your Honor, if you check Exhibit A that I've submitted into evidence here, I have a drawing of what has happened here. And if you check the outline of the drawing, you can see that I was, in fact, not in that. Look at my body.
Your response, Dratnos?
Well, I don't know what's going on there if you're unable to see what was happening due to a lack of Zenny glasses on at the time.
I have
or,
those on right now.
if your computer was rendering a different thing than what we're looking at because you failed to have an Alienware monitor.
I am upgrading my monitor, Your Honor.
Wow.
I don't know what the cause
Wow.
was. All I know is that it looks like you were in that to me.
Order.
By the way,
crosstalk.
we'll see if
Sorry,
they
Don.
show behind Tettles here if he moves.
Oh my goodness.
Order. Order.
I need some clarification on something. There's a dog barking.
Ridiculous.
Your Honor, whenever he
Dude, Cam's is so funny.
listed the key in Group Finder, he actually said it was a resilient key.
Okay, right here. Do you guys see the little furry head peeking out from behind Tettles' head here? Maybe I can find a better shot of it. Okay, I need some clarification because I never got any. I'm going to my car one night and I see the production team leaving. And with the production team is a guy in a full furry costume just walking with the rest of the production team back to the hotel. And like no one was like acting like there's anything different at all. There's just someone in a full ass like professionally made furry suit. And like, so what the fuck, what is up with that? That's the sound guy? The sound guy just wears half the production crew are furries, bro. Oh. I didn't know that. Okay.
So thus it wouldn't actually deplete.
Is this true, Dratnos?
Your Honor, if I don't do that, nobody applies to my group. Everybody does it. It's that is, I think, not something that I can be blamed for. It's like if you're speeding and everybody else is speeding, you can't get a ticket.
What is this? What did you link? What is this tweet? What am I about to see? Getting my boy spayed today thanks for your donations to the Santa Monica Animal Shelter. Oh shit. Okay. So that's the furry. That's what I saw one night and I was like, what is happening here? But all good.
So what you're saying is that you put your key resilient, invited him.
Let me hear this again.
It's like if you're speeding and I think, Your Honor, if I don't do that, nobody applies to my group. Everybody.
Your Honor, whenever he listed the key in Group Finder, he actually
Okay.
said it was a resilient key.
He said it was a
So
resilient
thus it
key.
wouldn't actually deplete.
Is this true, Dratnos?
Your Honor, if I don't do that, nobody applies to my group. Everybody does it. It's that is, I think, not something that I can be blamed for. It's like if you're speeding and everybody else is speeding, you can't get a ticket.
So what you're saying is that you put your key resilient, invited him on a moonkin.
Right.
He pulled the whole room,
Yeah, and
died
then
to
died.
swirly,
Yes.
and you were not able to recover the key from
I
him.
was not able to recover the keystone. No.
Do you think it would have been possible to recover this keystone?
I think.
With-
Yes, I think it would have still been timeable after this mistake, but he then was flaming the lineage of the healer in the group, and that led to the group quickly falling
The
apart.
lineage.
I've submitted evidence B to the judge. I have chat logs of the chat.
Oh, no.
today. As you can see from the chat logs, Your Honor, he deserved it.
Let's see.
I do see that.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit evidence of Exhibit C, the death log here. Now, I've got the extension that shows the defensives available, and you'll find Barkskin,
Your Honor, I didn't
Off
get a, I
cooldown.
didn't get a copy of this.
Health Potion. I submitted this earlier. Hey, look, don't blame me if your lawyer's
Motion to strike this from
incompetent.
the record. Motion to strike this from the record. Your
Objection.
I'll allow it.
He said
Honor. You can't say
overruled.
Overruled.
It's his choice.
Sustained.
Absolutely.
Anyways, Barkskin, off cooldown. Health Potion, off cooldown.
What is it? I don't know if this was mentioned, but all of this was 100% improvised. Wait, really? None of this is scripted at all?
Bear form, off cooldown. Always off cooldown.
Your Honor, do you see evidence C?
I see evidence C.
I didn't get one fucking heal.
Your Honor, he swears. He just swore. He said a bad
I'm sorry,
word.
Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry. I didn't mean to. Heat of the moment. I'm sorry.
Bailiff, throw him out of the court.
Bailiff.
Don't order bailiff around. Quiet.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Quiet.
Sustained.
So what are these things he said to the healer?
Well, here you'll see the things he said about the healer's mother and the healer's father, the healer's entire, really, family tree.
Okay, that is enough. Is this true, Tettles?
I mean, Your Honor, the healer's father was also a healer, a very poor one, as a matter of fact.
And does that matter?
Yes, trained poorly. Your Honor, I also didn't get one heal. I mean, you saw that as evidence C. Anyways, my kick was on CD, Your Honor. I got bolted beforehand. You can see that in the death log. Yes.
Your Honor, I have Exhibit D here, the talent tree, being run by Tettles in this dungeon, and you'll find kick not on there. What are you even deselected that for? That's not even a damage gain anymore.
Is this true, Tettles?
Yeah.
Sustained.
That's not what...
Interesting.
I rest my case.
I'll take a note here.
Your Honor, the key was depleted anyways. Like, if we're being honest, the key was depleted anyways. The offendant has
I mean, he must get bonus points for the word. That one is new to me, so.
the offendant here.
All right, I'm probably good with this. Does it get, like, way better? Yes? All right, you better not
Elected
be wrong.
noobs for the group that we were in.
Wait till Dash pops in. All right.
Nope.
That is
Would
damning
you
evidence.
consider yourself a noob being in this party and he selected you?
No, sir, Your Honor.
I know the further questions for you are at this moment. Dratnos, were there many other options to pick from other than Tettles?
Well,
Why pick him of all people?
there were 3 survival hunters and 7 rep pallies who also signed up, so no.
And how long did you wait in this queue?
A couple minutes,
Okay.
20 seconds.
Your Honor, permission to approach the bench?
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. In my 80 years of being the judge of this honorable institution, nobody has ever bribed me.
Is it working?
No.
I can throw in Mark of the Wild as well.
How about you threw that in during the keystone?
That was buffed. Check evidence D.
Okay. Withdrawn. Withdrawn.
You're withdrawing the evidence?
Well, that particular claim about the Mark of the Wild, I'm withdrawn.
Objective hearsay.
I do see it in the law.
Strike that from the record.
Sustained.
Now, do you think this keystone was too high for you to handle, Dratnos? Are you going out on a limb and this could fall onto you?
Well, let's see. My best in this dungeon was a +3 that was timed by 20 seconds, so I think I was ready for a +10.
Okay. And what composition were you running?
Well, there was me playing Blood Death Knight, then a Moonkin, a Shadow Priest, a Warlock, and a Holy Paladin.
Your Honor, I believe his selection of composition here
Yeah, that's
is to
tough.
blame for
That's
my
not
death.
good.
And what talents was the healer using?
Your Honor, I don't know. I would call expert witness Jack here, but I believe he's asleep. Otherwise, I don't know anything about healer stuff because who cares, Your Honor?
And do you think it's professional to have your expert witness sleeping while you are in court?
Yes, I believe sleep's very important for a healthy, body and mind.
When I entered this court, I wanted a favor with you, Dratnos. We've all been in keys that have been trolled by Moonkins.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
pull everything. They're just tab dotting. They're not paying any attention. But the disregard to my time, your witness is sleeping.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Is there anything you would like to say?
I just really wanted some items from my key, and he could have kicked, he could have dodged, he could have bark-skinned, and he didn't do any of those, Your Honor.
And as the tank and the leader of the group, don't you think some of the responsibility falls on yourself for how you pull the dungeon and how you control the situation and who you invite?
I think I've learned an important lesson about inviting Moonkins to my key, Your Honor.
Okay. Tettles, anything to say?
No further comments, Your Honor.
No further comments?
Your Honor, may I ask what the deal is with the hand?
No.
Okay.
Sustained.
It's my gavel.
I see.
Order.
So ordered.
So, Tettles, you had Hellstone. You had a bunch of personals up.
13 minutes is the dash bit. All right, yeah, I'm getting over this. So let's see how good it is. I was convinced to continue watching it.
Very
They better pay
prejudicial.
off right now.
Prejudicial at this time.
It is very prejudicial.
Yes.
All right, we have an eyewitness from the key who is coming to testify.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, what?
Yes. Hello, Your Honor. Thank you so much for calling me to do my civil service here in appearing in the court. I just hope I can help in resolving in this matter is all.
Absolutely.
I happened to be passing through the dungeon at the time on my way home from work.
As one does.
And out the corner of my eye, I saw a little commotion. So as any dutiful citizen would, I stuck around and I paid attention to the happenings that were going on. And as long as I could provide some clarity to the situation, I'd be happy. And I mean, I can tell you that it was him. He did it. He didn't pop Barkskin. He's a liar. He's a liar and a cheat. Send him to jail. I swear. He should never run a mythic ever again. Ah!
Your Honor, request to strike that from the record.
We have
Overruled.
to- He did seem quite unhinged, and I don't know how he passed through your dungeon. Did that happen to be the rep paladin who divine stormed?
Your Honor, these are the type of people that he invited. into
Your
the
Honor,
dungeon.
I had no knowledge.
Your Honor,
of
if
this
you go back
witness.
to Exhibit A, the chat logs. Your Honor.
All right, I'm good. I'm good with that. That was good though. Let's see what else we got. I mean, the mop race is in half an hour. Let's see what we got. Ooh, can we watch this? Haruma Red? All right, what's the Haruma Red banger? Haruma Red.
Hello everyone, I'm Lucy. I'm currently a trial and method. I've been playing WoW for...
Top 10
World
broken...
of Warcraft has always had racials, which are small abilities tied to a character's race. Most of the time...
This is gonna be... This seems one of those things where the number should be less than 10, but they needed the video to say top 10. Because there's some that, I mean, are like really obvious, right? Like, here. Alright, racials that broke rating. Stone form. Rocket jump. He's going to mention Kill Jaden. Troll beast damage increase. Troll debuff. Like slow debuff reduction or whatever from Jaina. Void Elf. What about Have you ever, like, so you haven't been able to shadow meld any raid mechanics for, like, as long as I've been playing the game? Could you shadow meld, like, right away? Like Ancient WoW? Could you shadow meld raid mechanics back in the day? Has it ever been a thing? Arcane Torrent? I mean, I don't think it ever broke anything. Obviously, all fours from last race. The Worgen racial. Let's see. Berserking was the ancient racial that was good. Yeah, that wasn't broken, though. It was just like... It was just tuned good. I mean, I can't... Can anyone think of any besides that? That, like, broke raid fights? I'm just assuming Arcane Torrent broke a raid fight, but, like, not really. You could just kick everything. I actually don't even think Arcane Torrent belongs on there, because I cannot remember a specific example where it breaks a fight. Void Elf just allows you to live fights you otherwise would not be able to. All fours obviously made sticks on Mythic last year a lot easier. This made Jaina, like, broke Jaina, basically. This made you do literally 5% more damage to all of Beasts, and Throne of Thunder had, like, infinite shit. And then Rocket Jump for Kil'jaeden, Stone Form on any bosses with bleeds. Yeah, can anyone else think of a Bag of Tricks? Can you think of... Was there something Bag of Tricks did on a fight? Fear Ward? Sorry, is Fear Ward a... I thought that was a priest ability. Did it used to be a racial? Yes? In Classic. Oh, okay. And you guys keep spamming it, so all you old heads, I'll put Fear Ward on here. For the old heads. Rocket Jump for Painsmith too. I mean, these are the only ones I got. What the fuck are they even going to put on here?
They're minor conveniences, but occasionally they've had an outsized impact on progression rating. In some cases, guilds literally race-changed entire rosters, or Blizzard was forced to nerf the ability after it trivialized key mechanics. And at number 10, we have Arcane Torrent version Purge. When Battle for Azeroth first launched, Uldir became the first raid of the expansion and
you didn't need Arcane Torrent on this
quickly
fight?
set the tone for how brutal progression rating would be. Zul Reborn stood out as one of the more punishing encounters, largely due to his overwhelming add mechanics. Arcane Torrent was reworked in Legion into a group purge, removing a beneficial effect from all nearby enemies. Unlike a normal purge, which was single target, Arcane Torrent could instantly remove multiple dangerous buffs and do it across an entire pack of adds, something only
Yeah. Just like, why are you mentioning that for Zul? We killed Zul.
Could
and
do with the mass
we didn't like mass utilize Arcane Torrent
specifically to deal with these mechanics, and in progression scenarios
yeah,
where
bro, the fucking dude, the actual image you just used showed a priest mass dispelling it instead.
Specifically,
this is someone mass dispelling.
To deal with these mechanics.
That they're not using Arcane Torrent.
Scenarios where every second counted. This racial erased a significant amount of complexity from the fight.
No, it didn't. Back then, mass dispel wasn't on a crazy long cooldown. You could just mass dispel every ad.
No Alliance racial offered
not
a
true.
comparable form of mass dispel. Blood Elves complexity from the fight.
The Alliance had no such racial equivalent. We're at a pretty big disadvantage during the race. That is completely fucking made up. In fact, I don't think there's been a single race where you have been disadvantaged by being Alliance. First of all, in general, except for Tomb of Sargeras with Rocket Jump and Mists of Pandaria for Beast Sling, and that's pretty much it. Specifically Throne of Thunder. And people will mention Jaina, but will unfortunately forget the fact that every faction was the same faction in Battle of Dazar'alor. You didn't have to faction swap to be troll. Yeah, no, this makes zero sense.
Alliance racial offered a comparable form of mass dispel. Blood Elves were providing utility that no one else could match. giving Horde guilds a structural advantage when building rosters for Zool. The impact was so clear that during early progression, Log showed Horde guilds killing Zool weeks ahead of their alliance.
This is completely wrong.
Alliance.
This is like unbelievably fucking false. Like someone, whoever wrote this, he has a script writer. This is completely false.
An equivalent tool and had
this
to
is absolute
reinforce
meme.
mechanics with more healing and coordination. The racial essentially warped progression balance. Not
It's just absolutely insane that someone would write this.
because
this
the
is not
DPS
true.
increases, but because it allowed raid leaders to design strategies around having free extra dispels every couple of minutes. In competitive,
Hey, look, Arcane Torrent is good. It was Astro broken in Mythic Plus. It was useful in general throughout the entire game. It made like Kick Week auras so much less relevant because like most of your roster could just like, fuck it, that cast's about to throw off, I'll just Arcane Torrent here. But like saying that it broke a raid fight, broke in all caps, 10 racials that broke raiding, and he seems to be implying that it broke Zool, and that's just not what happened at all.
World first kills are decided by razor thin margins. That level of utility was invaluable. This wasn't the first time Arcane Torrent had been strong, though. Back in Burning Crusade, it provided an AoE silence, which trivialized several fights as well.
Which one?
But Zool was the prime example of its modern
No, it isn't.
Purge design.
It is
breaking
not.
Counter. Ultimately, the racial became infamous for how much easier it made the fight compared to other options, and it
didn't do
reinforced the
that.
perception that Blood Elves were not just the most popular race, but also mechanically one of the most overpowered in raid content. And at number 9, we have Troll Beast Slaying and Throne of Thunder. Throne of Thunder was the second rated.
Bro, imagine this, bro. Like, just on some RP shit, Trolls just did 5% increased damage to beasts, and they made a raid with a ton of beasts in it. Like, 5% is such a massive number, too. Like,
area, and is remembered as one of the most ambitious and mechanically complex raids Blizzard has ever
also,
released.
Siege of Orgrimmar for
With 13
Thok.
bosses,
Yeah, Thok
it
was easy, though.
Massive in scale. But what stood out most for troll players was just how many of these bosses were technically classified as beasts.
We can skip this.
And at number 8, we have Seal of Blood from the Burning Crusade.
Oh, this is some old head shit. Is this... So what, Seal of Blood was for... was a race ability? Which racial? It was Horde only. It was Blood Elf Pally specifically.
TBC introduced...
but that's not a Blood Elf racial because other classes that were Blood Elves didn't have it. It was just for Paladins. That's like classify... I mean, I can kind of get it, but that's just definitely not a racial, right? Kind of a reach, but top 10 is a hard list to make with this topic, so it makes sense.
But perhaps
it kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is, but it isn't.
None stood out more controversially than the Horde exclusive.
You need to be a race to have it? Yeah, but all the racials don't have it. Like I said, it is kind of a racial, but it isn't.
Seal of Blood. This ability was granted only to Blood Elf Paladins, while Alliance Paladins received Seal of Vengeance instead. On paper, Seal of Blood looked risky. It converted a portion of the Paladin's damage into self-inflicted recoil damage. But in practice, this recoil was trivial compared to the enormous DPS increase it provided. And during early raid progression, it meant Horde Retribution Paladins vastly outperformed their Alliance counterparts. One of the best early examples of this imbalance came in Gruul's Lair. Gruul the Dragon Killer was an early tier raid boss that functioned as both a DPS and gear check. The encounter was designed to put
Over it.
At
Next
number
one.
7, we have Will of the Forsaken.
Oh, I didn't even think about this. This is a great example. I'm pretty... Yeah, like I can remember... Now, I don't remember any boss where... He said in the beginning of the video with some of these examples, everyone... Like, there has never, ever been a boss that I've been playing WoW in where you have had everyone swap to undead because of the fight. That has not happened, but it is a useful tool. Even in the last, like, 10 years or so. But I'm assuming on some old head shit, this used to be way more relevant.
Among the earliest racial abilities in WoW, none had more impact on raiding mechanics than the Forsaken's Wheel of the Forsaken. This racial provided an instant way to break free from fear, charm, or sleep effects on a 2-minute cooldown. In a game where crowd control effects could decide the outcome of an encounter, This was invaluable. For much of classic WoW and even into later expansions,
Alright.
encounters were
Moving
designed
on.
to force Blizzard to reconsider racial balance in a raiding context. And at number 6, we have Stoneform.
Okay, so it's interesting that they mention Stoneform here, because if I'm remembering this correctly, Stoneform was going to be unbelievably broken for Stone Legion generals. But then they made it not work. Am I correct in that Stoneform didn't actually work on this encounter because they made it not work? I guess maybe they're going to use an example of, man, this boss would have been broken by Stoneform, but it didn't.
For the Stone Legion generals. When Shadowlands launched, Castle Nathria quickly developed a reputation as one of the more punishing raid tiers in modern WoW. Amongst its most notorious encounters was Stone Legion generals, a fight that combined high damage, constant movement, and raid-wide bleeds that take down players relentlessly. What made this fight infamous?
Max, weren't top guilds threatening to go ally if it worked? Okay, threatening is a crazy way to put that. Like, hey, Blizzard, if you don't change this right now, we're all going ally. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just like, hey, one race just has a massive advantage on this fight. You probably don't want that. And they were like, all right, cool.
Was not only the intensity of the mechanics, but also how one racial ability, the dwarf racial Stoneform, effectively allowed an entire guild to bypass part of the encounter. Stoneform historically has been seen as a defensive racial, cleansing bleeds, poisons, and diseases while also reducing damage taken. For most of WoW's history, this was situationally useful, but rarely game-breaking. Shadowlands changed that. In the Stone Legion's general encounter, several mechanics applied powerful bleed effects that stacked dangerously, straining healers and often forcing external cooldowns to stabilize the raid. For most players, managing these bleeds was one of the key progressing hurdles of the fight. But for dwarves, Stoneform erased the problem completely. A well-timed racial press would simply delete the bleeds, saving healer cooldowns and trivializing what was intended to be one of the fight's most punishing mechanics. The impact of progression was immediate. Guilds chasing Mythic World first discovered that mass race changing to dwarves was an extremely cost-effective way to make the fight significantly easier. One high-profile guild did change their entire roster, transforming their raid into a line of dwarves just to cheese the bleeds. This was not a matter of minor optimization.
Sorry. Am I like... Is this like a Mandela effect thing? I'm like fucking certain that, because we were going to go Alliance, but we didn't because they made Stoneform not work. Did they make Stoneform? He already made one. He made the Zool thing up at the beginning of this video. Maybe this is made up?
It was the difference between repeatedly wiping to a damage over the time.
Max, no Borderlands 4. Wait, is Borderlands 4 out today? That actually sounds fucking fun. It's next week? Oh. For Shroud it is? Wait, is fucking... People are streaming it right now? Dude, actually kill me in real life. That is in... This makes me more mad. I was actually looking forward to play that game. I'm not even going to play the game anymore. Whatever.
And effectively ignoring it altogether. Blizzard themselves acknowledged how broken this was when, shortly after the discovery, they hotfixed Stoneform to no longer remove the problematic bleeds from the encounter. This kind of mid-tier nerf targeting a racial ability is extraordinarily rare, underscoring just how disruptive Stoneform had become. The Stone Legion Generals incident became a case study in how racial design can unintentionally warp raid progression. While most racials were balanced around small conveniences, their thematic flavor, Stoneform turned into a mandatory button for world-first competitors.
Dude, I must be crazy. Let me ask real quick. Yo, in case I'm going crazy, they made Stoneform not work for Stone Legion generals, right? Wait, he just said it was patched before release?
Fallout forced Blizzard to hard-form transition. While most racials were balanced around small conveniences, their thematic flavor, Stoneform turned into a mandatory button for world-first competitors. The Fallout forced Blizzard to hard-code exceptions into the ability, stripping away its interaction with Castle Nathria Bleeds.
The Fallout.
The very fact that
the Fallout meaning, hey Blizzard, this is probably going to be OP. Okay, cool, we'll fix it.
they had to
and it was
disable
just that
racials
simple.
mid-tier shows how far beyond its intended purpose Stoneform had gone. Ultimately, Stoneforge on Stone Legion Generals highlighted the fragility of encounter design when racials are left unchecked, and a raid tier remembered for brutal.
So, top 10 racials that broke rating. Example number 6, Stoneform, where it almost broke rating, but it didn't. All right, next one.
And at number 5, we have Heroic Presence. In the Burning Crusade, Blizzard introduced...
Wait, what is
And at number 5, we have Heroic
Increases chance to hit by 1% for you and all party members within 30 yards.
Presence. In the Burning Crusade, Blizzard introduced the Draenei as a new allied race. The racials were unassuming at first, with the Gift of the Nardu
it's some old head
offering a
shit,
small
but
heal and gem
that
cutting
sounds like it'd be pretty
providing a
good.
full crafting bonus. But hidden amongst them
Yeah, it
was
hit cap
Heroic
back then, so.
Presence, a passive aura that granted plus 1% hit chance to all party members. At a time when reaching hit cap was one of the most important and restrictive gearing goals in raiding, this single aura had far...
How is that game breaking? I mean, if you get 1% hit cap for free and you can now put that hit cap into other stats, now damage checks are easier. There's bosses you could have fought where they're 200 pulls, but if you made the damage check easier, it would have been 100 or something. That's pretty game breaking.
Consequences that shaped raid composition throughout the Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. To understand why Heroic Presence was broken, it's important to look at how hit chance worked in early WoW. Melee characters needed around 8% hit to... And at number 4, we have Rocket Jump with Kil'jaeden in Mythic Tomb of Sargeras. When players think about raid-breaking racials, the Goblin racial Rocket Jump often comes to mind.
I want to say Rocket Jump is the single most underrated current racial. Do you know how when people in the beginning of Shadowlands, I use this example a lot where I point out how married to Sims people are, where Shadow Priests were playing Night Fae, and for a 0.1% single target gain, a new sim came out, and it was actually slightly better for them to go Necrolord, but they lost Soul Shape, they lost Cheat Death, and they gained pre-buff Fleshcraft. So they traded insane mobility and a Cheat Death for 0.1% DPS, which, by the way, Soul Shape as a caster easily makes up 0.1 DPS by just existing. But people just did it anyway. Rocket Jump is the same thing. If Goblin sims, like, within top 5 races for you, especially if you're a slow class, I'd be willing to bet people would perform better with Rocket Jump. Rocket Jump is great. Like, for example, Blood Decay, like, every tier I would play Blood Decay, I would always play Goblin. Like, Haste was your best stat, well, arguably. So it wasn't like it was a bad race anyway, but Goblin Jump on specifically a slower class is so goated. In progression, it's so useful. All I'm saying is there are a lot of people out there that probably take a very marginal single target gain to not have free mobility, and that's a mistake.
Usually it's a quality of life tool.
And you guys know this. If you've ever happened to be a goblin on any class and you get used to using this, you know how fucking nice it is and how nice it would be to have that on other
forward
things.
on a 1.5 minute cooldown that helps with positioning, similar to...
You do look stupid as fuck, though.
...a watered-down version of a blink. But during Mythic Kil'jaeden and Tomb of Sargeras, Rocket Jump became more than just a convenience. It became a progression-saving racial that provided certain classes with a survivable tool that others lacked, giving Goblin players a distinct advantage that pushed many guilds to recommend race swapping. Mythic Kil'jaeden was notorious for its Fog of War intermission phases. The boss would plunge the platform into
Alright, watch, he's gonna say something like you couldn't do the boss without it.
darkness, forcing players to find Illidan's guidance while simultaneously dealing with adds, beams, and knockback mechanics. The most infamous of these was Rupturing Singularity, and the
Dude, think about how easy something like Kil'jaeden would be now. Any class that couldn't naturally knockback cancel would just get rescued or life gripped. Or you could spec Evoker and just have wings.
Subsequent knockbacks that could hurl players off the platform entirely.
Or race change
Some
Evoker.
classes had
Or
built-in
not
counterplay.
Evoker, Drakthir.
Mages could blink back, demon hunters could glide, warlocks could drop gateways,
Dude, imagine how broken the ping system would have been on this fight.
and
Holy
hunters had
fuck.
disengage. But for specs without these tools, priest, death knights, and some other melee classes, surviving a badly timed knockback was nearly impossible without outside assistance. This is where Rocket Jump came in. Goblins, regardless of class, suddenly had an insurance button. If Kill Jaden punted them into the abyss, Rocket Jump could correct their positioning and bring them safe. 3,
Going
we
next.
have Fear Ward. In classic WoW, few abilities were as
Same thing, I think, as the Seal of Blood. This is a racial, but it also kind of isn't.
infamous or as
W, moving on.
had an undeniable link spell could dramatically shift raid outcomes and fuel faction debates that still echo today. And at number 2, we have the Voodoo Shuffle and Mythic Jaina. Troll racials have often been celebrated for berserking, the powerful haste cooldown.
Is it not fucking hilarious how he said that? That didn't make you all laugh, bro?
Mythic Jaina. Still echo today. And at
Dude, he just... Dude.
number 2, we have the Voodoo Shuffle and Mythic Jaina. Troll racials have often been celebrated.
I just don't even know why it's
for
funny, but
berserking,
it's so
the
funny,
powerful
man.
haste cooldown. But it was their less flat
Now we have the Voodoo Shuffle.
racial the Voodoo Shuffle that quietly broke one of the most punishing fights in recent WoW history. Mythic Lady Jada Proudmoore in the Battle for Dazara lore.
Yeah, it was
Troll
really
players
good. All right, what's the
decide
last one?
to say
Arcane
the
Torrent?
racial ability Arcane Torrent, Silence, the design intent of the raid.
Arcane Torrent again?
And at number 1, we have Arcane Torrent,
What?
Silence. When Blood Elves were introduced in the Burning Crusade, their racial ability Arcane Torrent...
All right, get me out of here, man. All right, let's look at the classic race world first. Who are the so it's Holy Pally Sui.
I mean, guys.
He's one I usually watch. Dude, Shroud actually has Borderlands. Dude, fuck this game, dude. I'm not playing this game. I fucking... Wait, sorry, who's he playing with? Dude, I fucking hate games that come out early for certain people. I hate it, man. Alright. Anyways, where are you? Holy Pally Suite. All right. Wait, what happened in the Heart of Fear race? Was that during our race to World First? It's done? Yeah, but like, who won? Progress won Heart of Fear. Alright, so this is Progress, right? Who's the guild that won Mogashan Vaults? Malvanis for Newman PUV. Alright. Oh, dude, you want to know what's really fucking funny, by the way? Where's my notifications? Dude, okay, when you're, like, watching people's VODs, have you guys noticed that it's really easy when trying to pause and play the VOD that it accidentally asks you to collaborate with the streamer? Have any of you noticed this? I did it on stream the other day by accident. It's really easy to do. I look at my notifications, and during the race, Krona, who is a former Fat Shark Garrus member. He either went to Echo or Method. I don't know. And then Scripe. Obviously, they in the middle of the race were like, "Hey, let's collaborate. Knock, knock, knock. Let's fucking co-stream or whatever." And it's so funny because it just shows that. I mean, obviously they're watching our VODs, but like, it's just funny that it's like Scripe is fucking hitting me with a little knock. Now, this is going to be a pretty short race because there's only 4 bosses, but they are quite cool. So the first boss was a really interesting take on a council fight. Basically, there's 3 bosses, and when you kill one, the other 2 heal, and they gain the ability of the one you killed. So there's technically different orders in to do them in, but Blizzard designed a harder order. Intentionally. Like, this one is going to be harder than the other 2 and will give you better gear for it. It was called Elite Gear. So you had the choice, like, do you want to fight a harder boss and get better gear, or do you want to do you want to do that, or do you want to do like the easier thing where you can maybe one-shot it or kill it faster? And then second boss is one of the cooler healer bosses. So I don't know if they patched it, but you used to be able to cheese the fuck out of it. You used to be able to put on the old Dragon Soul, the last tier set from the previous expansion. Guardian Druids had something called, I think it's called Might of Ursoc, and it was an HP increase. And you could use that on Sulong, and it would heal it to full instantly, and it would instantly be over. I'm assuming they nerfed that. And then Leishi, there's not too much to talk about. Actually, that boss is just kind of bad. It's unfortunately, it's a bad raid boss. And then Shaw of Fear, 20-minute raid boss, so it automatically dog shit, unfortunately, but it does have a lot of cool visuals to it. All right, enter. Let's go. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. We're going to start with Progress because they are the winners of the previous race.
Healing rain.
Now the question is, during this race, you don't really care about the gear as much. Do you do the hard boss order in the race? I imagine the boss order they do will be the one that is technically the fastest. But I don't remember...
Healing rain.
think they have to do... You have to get it... You have to get the ranking. You have to do the elite mode for it to count for progression. Wait, oh, what? Is that like a community thing that they just decided on, like Warcraft logs or something? That's not how it used to be in the game. It would still say 4 out of 4 heroic if you did it the non-elite way. Oh, Warcraft logs. Oh, yeah, whatever. All right, cool. So they're doing, I believe it's you kill Regale first, then you kill Asani, and then you kill Koalan. I believe is hard mode. So this is pretty basic right now. You're just like killing ads as they come in. Oh, what was that ability called? Glaive throw or glaive toss or something that hunters were doing?
Healing rain.
Buddy, put Stormlight. So this is what I'm talking about. So
Healing rain.
that I'm assuming that's telling him to use Stormlash Totem. So he either... How does Stormlash Totem work? Is it just up and he's not using it right now?
2.
I'm assuming it is... It's just a totem you put down. Yeah. All I'm saying is, clearly... I highly doubt he's supposed to be using it, and it isn't. I imagine it's just a bad weak aura setup to where you have a reminder in the middle of your screen, and because you're so used to ignoring it, you actually just ignore all text that's in that side of the room. And it's right over your character, so it's like... It's bugged on his UI, it's up all the time on his screen. I mean, yeah, that's...
Healing rain.
Definitely makes it harder to play. Alright, let's take a look here. Asani is at 48%. For Newman, it is at 54. Okay, so progress decently ahead, 10% ahead on boss here.
3.
It's actually kind of a big gap for this early.
1. Healing rain.
Classic WoW is harder than retail WoW rating. Yeah, you're right.
Hymn of hope.
How's the tank damage difference between the two guilds? For progress, they have a guy doing 283k. For the other guild, they have
Healing rain.
their tank's doing 170. But that's not necessarily indicative of like a total of a raid damage increase, because what you can do is you can have one tank like hoard all the vengeance and pop off, and you can also share the vengeance between the two tanks to get more overall damage between the two of you. Or you can line it up, which I think is the correct thing to do. They've certainly researched this more than this, but like tanks do have like damage cooldowns sometimes, and you just make sure that whenever you're popping your CDs, you have like all the vengeance. Oh, not to mention, yeah, Keg Smash would be cleaving here.
Healing rain.
However, I imagine in the classic Race to World First, specifically because of how Vengeance works, having two really good tank players that specifically are looking to like get the most total tank damage out of the two of them, not just one of them, that guild was probably going to end up becoming a lot better. Because like I remember back in the day, people didn't used to optimize that at all. Like usually every guild had some like ego lord tank who like played a prop paladin or something later in the expansion and just wanted to like be the guy, like I need to be topping kind of thing.
Healing rain. Personals in 5.
Does Vengeance give you more damage if you take more damage? Kind of. It gives you attack power, but... Oh, actually, let's check this out. So they just killed it, and the other guy is out of the raid. Okay, this is an amazing Newman POV, by the way. Just totally goated Newman POV. No idea if they're actually ahead. Wait, is he on the bench the whole raid? No, he just got subbed in. Oh, are they like fucking 10 healing this boss or something? That's pretty fun. Looks like this guild's probably doing the same thing. You could go to Shoop for Newman. I mean, he's getting subbed in right now. We're chilling. We'll check on boss pull here.
Healing rain.
Why are their UIs such dog shit? Their UIs are fine. They're just healer UIs. Okay, they pulled 94, very close. 91, 89. Yeah, so they're like 2% ahead on Sulong, but this is all about healing. So how many healers do we have here? You can't tell on his raid frames, but we can tell on his raid frames. So Newman is playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 healers.
Healing rain.
You want a mixture. It's definitely an overheal fight, though, because of how the boss works. It's Sulong's like your friend, kinda. Max, what are your thoughts about the classic raid races just being who did more private server time in the raid recently? I don't really care, man. I mean, if you know other people are doing it, you kind of have to do it on your own to compete. But because of that, I think in Classic, at least, I believe I could be wrong. I believe the races are less prestigious than like the speed runs because of that, because the race is just one shots. Like it would be that way in retail too. Like if retail rating was piss easy and we just one shot every boss, the only way we kind of could compete is how fast can we clear the raid every week. But because the race is what it is, and that's the only thing that matters, no one in retail WoW cares about speed runs. It's irrelevant.
Healing rain.
So it looks like, yeah, Progress is 8 healing, and Newman is 7 healing. That is very interesting.
Bloodlust in 5. Bloodlust.
Race to World First is a speed run? No, it's not. A speed run is like a mastery, like technical mastery, doing something as fast as you can for content that you have already completed, right? If you look like a Super Mario speed run, like, is it technically a speed run? We are trying to do something but we're like trying to complete it for the first time. To me, those things are vastly different. Like if you look at the entire speedrunning community, in any game, like a Ocarina of Time, they're not doing it for like first time clear, never seen the game before thing. It's all about like a bunch of different categories, 100%, you know, no glitch percentage, whatever. It's just a race, right? It's not a speed run, I guess.
Healing rain. Healing rain.
But it's hard to call it a speed run if nobody can ever beat the initial time. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, you can't just go back and get world first again. That's not how it works. I guess until it comes out in Classic and you can one-shot it. Oh, we're yelling. You know, I was thinking actually when they eventually make, like, you know, Shadowlands Classic and shit, like, what are they... There's going to be a point where these bosses don't get one-shot. Like, let's just say we could start right now. We do PTR infinitely. We just got done doing 2 weeks of progression, but we zoned in on the first day that the season came out. Oh, we have a couple deaths here. We'll talk about it after this boss. Okay, so Progress has a few dead, all res, though. Newman... Still, they have pre-summons out of the raid for swaps. That's so goated. So their Sulong is at 23%. Theirs is at 19. So looks like 8 healing got them a little ahead. But on this last boss burn, the 7 healers should catch up. Okay, and they're yelling. The dogs are yelling.
Healing rain.
Max Dicefrog, for not that bad, has Sulong at 8%.
Healing rain.
No, this is a meme, isn't it?
Cancelled.
Wait. Oh my god, wait. You're right, dude. I thought this was gonna be like a meme. Wait, yeah, they're in the lead. They're ahead of Progress and Newman. Hold up. Bro, I was positive this was gonna be like a frog on a lily pad just hanging out. Max, no, it's Beef Bar under a new name. Oh, cool. Yeah. What was I saying about retail? Okay, so these raids are all tuned to where you can zone in day one with the previous gear you have to just go in and kill it. But like, let's say this season came out. It's classic Narabar Palace or classic Maniforge Omega. Okay, you can't zone in and do that. So is the classic Race World First also going to be about doing splits to get enough gear to even do this shit? Like, even if we were doing it, right? You couldn't zone in and one-shot the bosses. You wouldn't have enough eye level. Unless they release these much nerfed from where they were originally. But I'm just not sure like how nerfed they are, you know? Like, at some point, classic guilds are going to have to do splits to even have to even have the gear to do this, no matter how much you practice. Unless they heavily nerf the fights. But I'm just not sure how nerfed they are on release versus like how practiced they are. I just don't know. Max, Shaw of Fear took more than 10 minutes to kill when it first came out. It was 20 minutes. I believe Method's world first of this boss was like a 22-minute kill. So I guess we'll be able to tell. Like, are these players better than like Method was back then? Maybe. A lot of time has gone by, but those were some fucking gamers. So let's see how much they can gap them by with a lot more practice time as well. They're 100 times better. Okay, but then yeah, there's a 14-minute kill on PTR. It's not nerfed though. So you're telling me it's the same difficulty as it was before, but these classic players are able to do literally double the damage of what classes were back then. Only bug fixes, class balance is different. No, the bosses are nerfed and the classes are buffed and they have better gear. Yeah, so it's not comparable. It's just simply not comparable. This fight stinks. All right, let's see where they are. So Beef Bar has the boss at 40%. Newman has it at 47, and Progress 48. Okay, so Progress is actually in third right now. They swap back to 6 healers instead of 8. Max, Throne of Thunder is going to be so good. I think Lei Shen might be a bit harder than any previous end boss. When Lei Shen came out, it was the hardest boss they ever made. But it's classic Race World First, so it'll probably get one shot. Dude, what boss did Beef Bar just Astro Gap the other guilds on? Sulong? Alright, so they're already zoning in. They just have to run to the boss. Oh, I remember that. The Ox. That shit was crazy. And then they're ready to go. Last two people are coming in. Newman still killing. Progress. Progress actually pulled ahead again, so Progress has killed. Let's see how long it takes Progress to comp swap here. Still Beef Bar's waiting. Seems like they're ready to go. They just have to wait for Leishi's RP, I guess. So they can't even pull yet. Progress has to do the same thing, though. Let's see how long they can kill. All right. Gonna wait and see how far ahead they're starting. So they pulled right now. They're 25, so wow. Yeah, I mean, Beef Bar is 25 seconds ahead of anyone else. We're probably just gonna watch them, and we'll check in once we get into the next phase. Max, imagine fighting Ansarek with Dementius Elemental Shaman. Dude, that would have been so broken. Oh my god. Alright, this week Aura just can't be... What the hell is this week, Aura? It's showing them the safe spot to stand, and the red one is where the damage is happening. Now, my question is, what are they going to do with the ball passing mechanic? Do you still do the method triangle? Where, like, you have the... basically, everyone just stands under the boss. Like, the big boss is right here. And then, like, the people passing it are, like, here, here, and here. And every time the light gets passed between them, it, like... the ads go through the boss or whatever. I wonder if they optimized it any better than that. Okay. Oh, I just realized because they aren't going to wipe, they don't even have the damage buff for P1, so in theory it's a longer fight than it was for retail Race World First. Oh, true, yeah, if they one-shot it. You said Newman has 2 deaths? Resible deaths? Newman's pretty far behind, though. They're, like, at least 40 seconds behind Beef Bar. Oh, no. Oh, hands on the face! Oh, he's so tilted. I wonder if they're wiping because of that. Looks like they're rezzing him. No, he's just upset he made a mistake. You gotta lock in. You gotta fucking lock in, bro. Dude, this is hype. This is an actual POV of the boss right here. They're literally fucking AFK, bro. Alright, time to go. Dude, Dread Thrash was crazy, man. This was a very punishing tank mechanic. This was definitely one of the early bosses in this raid to, or in the game actually, to like truly test tanks. Like a lot of old school classic fights didn't really test tanks because like your ability to mitigate damage was not that much. It was just getting healed. Mists of Pandaria was like the first active mitigation expansion where they basically put survival in the hands of tanks rather than healers. That was kind of true in Cataclysm, but much more so now. And this boss specifically, how it works is it does a thrash every melee, and then every 4 melees, I believe it is, it does a dread thrash, which is, I think it does all 4 melees in one hit or something like that, and it would just actually global you. Some tanks are better at it than others, like warriors are really good at it, because you could just block it and you wouldn't die, but like, I progressed this fight on Guardian Druid, which was not optimal. So you could have Savage Defense up, but Savage Defense wasn't a baseline mitigator. It was a % chance to dodge. So you would just sometimes take 0 damage, and then sometimes you would just get 1 shot. unless you like, obviously you have to have an external or like pop a defensive every time. Beef Bar and Progress are literally at the same %. Let's see. Beef Bar is at 45%. And Progress is at 45% with a death, though. Do they have a res? Yeah, they do. They do. This guild's at 51. They're a bit behind. Okay. Holy fuck. This is crazy close. Is Progress pulling ahead? Let's see. Beef Bar is at 38%. Progress is at 38%. They're still a little behind. I always really liked the boss arena here. It really reminds me of that, this is a really weird shout, but in the Ocarina of Time, when you fight Shadow Link and you're in like that little oasis water area, that gives me like crazy vibes for this fight. Or Dark Link or whatever. Okay, they're at 30%, and Progress is at 30%. 28 for Beef Bar right now. I mean, yeah, Beef Bar is like a solid 1 to 1.5% ahead on the boss right now. Stream delay diff. I can refresh both streams. 24% for Beef Bar right now. Over to Progress. Can't even see the boss HP. 20. Ooh, whoa. Progress at 23. Beef Bar at 20. They're literally tied. They're actually tied. Their submerged phases are a little bit separated. Like, they're not at the same time in the fight. Progress has actually pulled ahead a little bit. That's interesting for a few reasons. Like, Progress might be able to pull ahead on damage, but, dude, they're literally at the same percentage. I'm going back and forth between them. It's actually... Okay, so, like, now they're down, right? Their boss is down and Progress is still up. So now progress is going to be ahead until their boss goes down. So this might actually not just come down to damage. This might even come down to submerge timings. Like who can kill it before the 8th submerge or something. Okay, Holy Pally Sui here at 15% on the submerge. The other guild is... oh, I just need to close this. This is... Bro, I think progress is like ahead, just straight up. The thing is, though, is the submerge timings could really matter. Bring up the multi-twitch? No, multi-twitch is terrible. 12% on progress right now. Beef bar at 12.5. Next submerge is... Submerge is in 20 seconds. They're not going to be able to kill before that. Can they kill before their submerge? 50 seconds on their submerge. Oh, they're getting it now. So they're getting it now with the boss at 10%. So they can, I believe they can beat the next submerge. But I don't know if they can. Yeah, they're getting it now. So they're going to have to go from 5% to 0 after the submerge. Is that correct? 5% to 0? And they can maybe just beat it? Dude, holy fuck. This is so close. Their submerge is in 20. I don't know if they beat this. They have to beat it. If they don't beat it, they lose. Because the other guild's already done with it, so... 3%. Dude, progress wins. GG. It's over, I think. 2% ahead. They're just like straight up out DPSing them. Progress at 1.5%. No submerge. Yeah, progress is going to win. I think. 0% now. Yep. They won by... Oh, they got the submerge too. They missed the submerge timing, so they like super won.
What? Did we win? Oh! Holy!
They're wiping? Wait, Beef Bar's wiping? No,
Oh
they're
my
not wiping.
God.
They killed.
This was crazy.
No comms is such a shame.
Oh my god. Man, our Sulong got fucked for some reason. And we were, like, I was dooming so hard. Usually we one-shot Sulong in the first day phase, but oh my god, something happened.
Oh, so they like inted Sulong?
Oh, how the fuck did we win?
Too many slurs? I
Yeah,
doubt
I
that.
mean,
I
yeah.
doubt that. I know that still exists. But like, I would like to think in 2025, even a classic guild could easily stream their comms. And it's not because they're just slamming slurs. Because like, you just think about what they even have to lose. They're like, they don't have like sponsors and shit that they could lose by doing it. So like, it's purely just like they're, like, I don't even know why they, like, I'm sure it exists, bro. But I bet it's more like they just want to focus or something. Max clueless. Maybe I mean, I'm not familiar with the classic community. I do know a couple people in the classic community, though. I spoke to two of them when we did that, like, Team Liquid video. And one of them, a quote from one of them is that if you're playing classic, you're either a dad or a racist. that was their exact quote. Malvanis? Oh, let's see where they're at. It's alright, dude. Oh no, I don't want to watch this. He's sad.
That is such a shit way to lose the fucking race, man. That's fucking bullshit.
Wait, what?
That's
What?
fucking bullshit.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
I don't know. They just told us that the other group didn't do the same thing. I don't know. I'm just going off what they told us.
Wait, what?
Why did I go full stam? So the way it worked.
No,
was
don't
your
answer the
blue-
stam thing. Okay, I gotta. He said stamina gear. Wait, I want to hear what he's saying about how the race went for them. Backing up. They still muted?
Read. But
Oh, here he goes, here he goes. They had DCs.
Bro, fuck Blizzard.
Whoa, dude! Bro, killing a boss and ripping fuck Blizzard first global is so funny. Dude! What did they do? Look, boss dies.
Bro, fuck Blizzard.
Literally unmuted fuck Blizzard first global. That's crazy. Explain why.
Is that it? Wait, we lost? We just got fucked by Zyrene, bro. Where are the fucking patch logs, man?
Alright. I need some context. What does that mean? Who is Zyrene and what are the patch logs? He explains it. Alright.
Bro, fuck Zyrene. But what the fuck, bro?
Ooh, bad idea. Bad idea.
There literally no changelog. There was no changelog. Our entire strat just got completely fucked. We actually got completely giga fucked because they didn't put changelog. Like, fuck you, man. Fuck off. That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Oh no. I mean, yeah, so he's crashing out for sure, but it would be super if you were preparing for a certain strat that was available and then Blizzard doesn't post changes, but they change something about the game to make your strat specifically not work, you would be mad for sure. You'd definitely be mad. But I don't know, we don't need the let's see.
How difficult is it to post fucking changelogs, man?
Explain. Context. If it's trying to cheese it, though, then they deserve it. No. No. That should not be able to have, like if you're releasing, I mean, it's happened to us. This happened to us. So you could ice block the stacks on Jaina, or you could just immune the stacks on Jaina. You know, the things that fell off because you had the troll racial and it, like, you lost the stacks because of the troll racial based on timing. You could literally block those off, making the fight much easier. You could do that all the way through Heroic, and you could do it on Mythic. Until we killed 6 Mythic bosses, and then they posted, you can no longer immune the stacks on Jaina. We had been running 4 Frost Mages for obvious reasons up until that point, and gave them 5 Mythic items, and then swapped them out of the raid for the rest of the raid. We just straight up lost loot, eye level, everything, because we were preparing for something that they were within the margins of what they let you do, and then they just took it, they swept the rug out from under your feet. So that's happened to us before, but then we learned from that, and what we learned was, if something sounds like it's too good to be true, it probably is. Pieces had this exact same issue in Eternal Palace, where they were planning on running a bunch of shamans to soak on the last boss, and then they would reset their stacks, and then soak again, which would have been unbelievably fucking broken. And because we just did the Jaina thing, we were like, well, that sounds too good to be true. Let's not do it. They'll just make that not work. And then they did. So you kind of just have to assume when something... I want them to explain what they were actually planning on doing, though.
Too long strat.
Did you rip a fuck Blizzard double bird after? Dude, that's such a good chat message. I'm giving you mod. That makes me so fucking happy that you typed that. Did you rip a fuck Blizzard double bird? Okay. That's actually so funny.
The orbs worked on Bloom. On Shroom Bloom. So you could, like, do giga fucking healing, but we went in with full stam gear. We went in with full stam gear. So, like, we were taking orbs and they were just doing nothing because we had no intellect.
Okay, so there was some kind of strat on Sulong where you could gain infinite time by running stam gear instead of int gear, but they patched it and they had no way to know about it. All 3 guilds tried to do this. All the guilds did it, though. Dude, the fucking double bird fuck Blizzard thing is crazy. That's actually insane.
That is such a shit way to lose the fucking race, man. That's fucking bullshit.
But Newman swapped in druids because of it. Yeah. By the way, Max, the last boss died in just over 10 minutes. Okay. Can someone, without making things up, tell me what's different from when someone originally did Terrace of Endless Spring to now, to where the boss is literally twice as fast? The whole class balance is from the last patch thing. Guys, class balance doesn't double the damage of your raid. That just doesn't even make sense. Players are just better. I mean, I can believe players got a lot better over the years, but personally refuse to believe that the players plus last balance, there has to be something else. Like, the boss, is it released with the exact same amount of HP it had? Like, what was the HP of the boss on Methods World First? Let's see. Yes, it's the exact same HP. Go look at World First kill DPS meters. Oh, that's a great point. Let's do that. So, Holy Pally, I guess Newman's, we're looking at it right now. They're doing 150, 150. So, 4 people are over 150k DPS on this boss. Although it doesn't, I think boss damage is the important thing here, not necessarily damage to ads. But, let's see. Method, World First, Shah of Fear.
Oh,
okay. When you get naked, I'll take off.
No DPS meters. DPS meters. Yeah, okay, that's a lot lower. 130, 120, 110. And this is like, that would be like, that's still not, like, looking at it though, it shows, oh, 19. Yeah, 7 to 19. Yeah, maybe it is just last class balance plus players are better. I mean, that's fucking insane though. Like, what I'm trying to think of is like, okay, I'm trying to put myself in this mindset. When did Shah of Fear come out? 2013, so it's been 12 years. So 12 years from now is, or whenever classic of this expansion comes out, it's a little special. Let's say 8 years from now, are people going to be doing Ansarek and getting the boss to like 30% in P1 just because they're better than we were? That much better? That personally, that sounds insane to me. I'm biased though. Like that, like they're gonna be killing Dimensius like before the second Devour. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. Like, I want to say what, like, people in Echo and Liquid are able to do is close to what is humanly possible on a WoW class for these fights with the gear you have available. It certainly can all be optimized, but, like, double, that blows my fucking mind. It blows my mind.
They just told us that, the other group didn't do the same thing. I don't know. I'm just going off what they told us. Why did I go full stam? So the way it worked was your bloom like maxes out based off your stamina. Your bloom maxes out based off your stamina, and so that was...
Well, oh, it just it capped out or something. Someone said Anfall interviewing. I don't know who that is. Just hit refresh. Word. Oh, leaf blower guy's here. Anfall from progress. Anfall, wow. Alright, W. Checking it out. He does not have past broadcasts on, so this is unwatchable, unfortunately.
It was only a matter of seconds there at the end. I couldn't help but getting real tier 9 flashbacks where your guild and mine was also just seconds apart. This really feels like a replay of that one almost.
Yeah, very much does. This time we did not have a Shadow Priest get stuck in the roof and die, so that's a positive, at least.
Did you fix Shadow Priest dying by getting stuck in the roof, by him getting better, or him not playing with you guys anymore?
Him not playing with us anymore, you know. Can't
No,
have that.
That's the only way, like some people can't be helped. It's
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
the only way to move forward.
Yeah, clearly a lack of responsibility there, so...
I'm gonna try to find our log, and then I'm gonna compare some kill times to yours on stream for people to see, because I felt like it went a little bit back and forth. So let me
Oh yeah, for
just
sure.
try.
Alright, cool. Bro, dude, can we go back to that one VOD, bro? Fucking Malvina or whatever. That guy... Wait, what was his name? Did I close the tab? I think I did. Malvanis. Bro, the double bird went crazy, bro. I gotta see this again.
And so that was the most effective stat to heal on beta, on blue. We were taking orbs and they were just doing
I want to see it again.
Right, fuck Blizzard.
Throw that shit up. Throw that shit up. Throw that shit up.
Is that it? Wait, we lost?
Bro, fuck this guy. Throw him up. Throw him up.
We just got fucked by Zyrene,
Yup.
bro. Where are the fucking patch logs,
Yup.
man?
Let's go.
Bro, fuck Zyrene. But what the fuck, bro?
Put him up.
There literally no change log. There was no change log. Our entire strat just got completely fucked. We actually got completely giga fucked because they didn't put change log. Like, fuck you, man.
No, I missed it.
There
I,
literally
oh, he
no
did it again.
change log. There was no change log. Our entire strat just got completely fucked. We actually got completely giga fucked because they didn't put change log. Like, fuck you.
The double bird. And then he fucking he hit the double, dude.
You, man. Fuck off.
Dude. Oh my god. He stared down the fucking cam too, bro. That's amazing
That's
shit.
bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Dude, I just can't. Literally, I just can't imagine. I'm trying to imagine. There's no word spoken and when a boss dies for any top 3 like retail guild, and then the boss dies, and then the first thing you hear is a fuck Blizzard first globe. Insane. What does he do later in the stream?
Okay. Well, then. Way better comp than us on Shar. Apparently, we lost by like an entire fucking minute on this boss. I don't know if it's up now.
Overworking? Wait, does he end up in a Discord call with someone? Thought I saw that later. 822k HP in bear form plus times 2 shroom. Is this how it's supposed to work? 50 million, 150 million healing bloom. Oh, this is the thing that they nerfed. Oh, they're showing a PTR thing. Oh, shit. They have a max bloom? Go healer mode. I want to see it.
Oh, that's me.
Oh no, he's watching me watch him. Oh no. Caught? Bro, his reaction was fucking hilarious, bro. I love that shit. All right, another classic race in the books. But the good one is, what is Dorky doing?
Easy clap.
Ragnarok M Classic.
Kick its ass.
Wow. This game looks really great, Dorky. Dorkin. I'm going to make an account right now. I encourage all of my fellow chatters here
check it out.
to make an account and use code Dorky.
You might not believe it, but this was actually my first MMO I ever played back in the days. Ragnarok Classic.
And I'll throw in just a Dorkin for the road.
This is my old school RuneScape.
Ragnarok was the MMO that got me into gaming. Oh, really? Is this like an OG? I'm completely unfamiliar with this game. Did they like remake it? Looks like a mobile game. I'm assuming they just remade. That's pretty smart. You're getting a game that people have nostalgia for and just throw it into the mobile game microtransaction machine and try to milk some people. That's smart. Everybody wins. Max, did you see that Tar Island is shutting down? Bro. What a sad day. What an absolute sad day. Tar Island, bro. You're talking about Tar Island, the game that WoW stole a raid boss from? Dude, let me show you this actually. Let me do we have a video? Do I have it on my channel? I don't know if it stores my VODs for that long. I'm assuming it doesn't. In fact, Twitch was actually screaming at me to remove VODs. Yeah, okay, so it's not there anymore. Where would I be able to find this? So, okay, Tarisland Tree Sentinel. YouTube VODs are forever. Was I streaming on YouTube when I was playing Tar Island? Let's see, YouTube live, and then let's just scroll down actually infinitely. We've been right before this last stream. Plunderstorm Creator Royale, Elden Ring DLC, no way, it's Monday, Wednesday, Yap plus React. I don't see anything. It was Tarisland a year ago? How long ago did I play Tarisland? I would recognize it on here. It must have been a year ago. There's some Diablo. World First Blight Dragon. Okay. So here it is. Now I just need to see Tree Sentinel. Tarisland with the gang at 1 p.m.
We're gonna do the fishing in this area.
That perspective. Teach. Oh. Okay, that guy's a circle. He's running on my head. Dude, we were playing this game so much. We all logged like hundreds of hours in this game. Oh my god, I have to go again. I have to find it again. That is so tragic. Max's titles are probably a huge help right now. Yeah, I mean, dude, we don't even have to do this. It's just, let's see. Just regular YouTube and Tarisland Tree Sentinel. Let's do not a raid guide. I just want to kill. I just want to like watch a kill. Okay, here we go. So this is one guy playing Paladin Tank, an absolute fucking beast too. All right, watch this boss. Tell me if you guys recognize this boss from anywhere. There's some pylons coming from the edge of the thing that have to be soaked, starting with 2 and eventually ramping into more. That's weird. That's really weird, actually. Well, okay. At least this boss had like it had vines, but you had to like dodge crazy style on it. This one had an ad you had to kill that was coming into the boss. So picture this as like the tangle you have to kill with the wall. Bro. All I'm saying is $1 billion company stole a boss from a mobile game. All right. Anyways, though, dude, now that Tarisland is gone, though, it was definitely sad. It was basically the only people who had fun in this game were like WoW Race to World First Raiders, because like when they released these on challenge mode day one, they were so fucking fun. Like they stole Professor Putricide from WoW. That boss, which was called Plague Doctor, took us like 6 hours of progression to kill. With 10 Liquid Raiders actually playing the game and trying. It was like very fun. It was like it's very WoW-like progression. And it was just fucking sick. Blight Dragon. No, I think the longest was or no, it was called Synthesis Doctor, is maybe what it was called. Twins, was that called Twins? Then a later boss in this raid, which was basically what boss was that? That one was, oh, Halandris. It had like Halandris bombs. They stole Halandris. Yeah, Forest Gemini, bro. Tarisland, Forest Gemini. We got world first on this one. It took us Forest Gemini Elite Guide. Now just give me like a kill. Yeah, the same guy, bro. Uploading his VODs, W. You have to keep these two separate. You have to do some dodges. You have to spread out with bombs. Wait, I don't think this is challenge, actually. Yeah, this is not challenge. There's no Halandris bombs. There's just It's just this boss plus Halandris bombs. It was pretty fucking hard. Day 1 Archdruid was the most fun I've ever had in an MMO. Yeah, Archdruid was also pretty fun. This game actually looks good. Dude, if you had 10 people to raid with that you liked, if you feel like you would have enjoyed WoW raiding, if you could convince like WoW 10-man raiding, if you could convince 9 of your friends to actually play this game, I promise you, the only game that has better raid content than this game is World of Warcraft. That's it. It was like, and it was fucking close. The combat's nowhere near as good as WoW, but the actual raid fights were extremely goated, and it sounds so stupid to say that, but it's true. This game fucking owned. But now it's dead. Because the rest of the game was like mobile microtransaction nonsense, so. That game had an absolutely goated month. Yep. And then it was all over. Mac, did you see the rumored changes to Unholy Decay and removing Festermite and simplifying it overall? Nah. Are you going to play Fellowship? Yes. I have this guy from that company. I think his name is Hamish. He keeps reaching out to me, and he wants me to play the game, and I want to play the game too. But, like, they keep doing... The last time I checked, they were doing, like, closed betas, like, that were certain weeks, and it was only open for certain hours a day, and it was just, like, I couldn't make the times. So I would love to play it. I didn't like how anything you bought on the AH became bound, so no reselling or artificial inflation. It's just like a ploy to make you spend money. Fellowship has a long way to go, but it's a cool idea. Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but the thing that they really struggle with is... not struggle with, I haven't played it, but the thing they're going to really have to get right is the combat. The classes are going to all have to feel absolutely amazing to play, because you can't just create Mythic Plus and have the game work. The only reason Mythic Plus works in WoW is because the game is just amazing to play. Like, doing infinitely repeatable PvE content isn't fun if you don't really look forward to playing your class in every single one of those keys. That's 90% of it. That's why people always put too much emphasis on how good or bad a dungeon pool is, because that can matter very slightly, but the reality is, as long as the classes are fun to play, you're chilling. Just an excuse to play the game. Okay, what was I going to do today? Oh yeah, I was going to rate the WoW bosses with Dr. Dratnos. Yeah, we can do that. Let me get a little tier list thing open here. Stop spamming overworking. I'm not even doing that. Extended stream. Maniforge Omega. Maniforge bosses. I'm sure that'll work. Oh, dude. I think we'll pick a different one. Can you guys even tell which boss is which? I mean, this is Lumathar. This is Lumathar. This is Dimensius. This is Fractalus. This is... Bro, they all look the same. Okay, let's go to this one, maybe? Nope, they also just have the icons. Give me some names, because I'm too stupid. There we go. Reset this. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have reset that. Can I... Fuck. I wanted to see where we actually placed everything. I think I'll go back to the YouTube video. Because I think I actually might have changed it a little bit, because I started looking at it over the... Dude, I should have uploaded... No, I really shouldn't have, but I was on a car ride and I listened to Preach's most recent Race to World First video. That was a movie. Maniforge Omega boss predictions with Dr. Dratnos. And this is what we ended up with. All right, let me call him. Hello?
Yo.
Dude, isn't it crazy we can't record a pod today because Dorky's raiding?
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
I've been saying that the raid's been over, but
I've been saying that as well for many hours.
Yeah, congrats on your kill, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Were you guys happy? You guys sounded happy when you killed it.
Oh yeah, that was probably the best one since like Nazoth or something.
Like, as far as how well you guys thought you played?
Yeah, it's like, you know, how good the kill felt.
Yeah, I think you killed it pretty fast. Let me see.
Yeah, we have second lowest pull count, just advance ahead of us.
Ooh. Yeah, and Advance also had like Lummel working with them. That I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how many pulls that takes off of, but having like a very involved person that worked on all of the healer cooldowns and like speed assignments and all of our strat decisions and could change that has to be like actually so important. Where are you at? Pop Tart Corn Dog. How many pulls did it take you?
237, I think. That's what Warcraft log says, at least. I don't know what Raider IO said.
Wait, yeah, your Raider IO doesn't have the... Do you guys have, like, some Raider IO thing turned off?
I don't think we have that going. Yeah, I had it at my computer at the Liquid place, so the early bosses we have it, but I don't have that on here at home because it lags me too much.
Wait, Dorky said, no way you're talking shit right now. Get me in the cord.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, is he even qualified to... He hasn't even done... Let's see.
A sponsored stream?
I mean, wait, isn't he doing a sponsored stream right now? Yeah, wait. Bro. Okay, I'm just gonna add him, but I don't know. Dude, aren't you
Yo,
doing...
what the hell? You guys were in fucking voice the entire time talking shit while I was
No, bro,
playing this amazing
Nothing,
video.
Just now.
No, we literally just got in the call right now.
Oh.
You're also
Wait,
doing
why
a
was
sponsored
Dratnos in here
stream.
earlier then? Yeah. This
Yeah,
came on.
I just joined your stream because I like supporting my friends and watching their streams.
Oh, okay.
Does the game actually own though? Because I will play it.
You will play it? Download it right now.
I will.
Okay,
I tried to encourage
I'll
all
go
my...
to this tap.io link that is stickied in your chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Dorky.
What does that do?
Yeah.
That takes me... Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm blasting right now. Holy shit.
Wait, did it just
that
come
big
out?
image. I don't think so.
I mean, it says launch exclusive events, new server exclusive bonuses.
Yeah. Is that, believe it or not, it's actually a non-pay-to-win server.
Wow.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah.
That makes me not want
It's
to play
a
that at all.
gold-only server. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for
It's
me.
only for, like, if you're like a stinking whale, shit ain't for you.
Yeah, that
It's
sounds
only
that
for
sounds
the true
fucking
hardcore
bad.
players. Yeah, I mean, if you're good as hell, you're good as hell. If you're not, you might need to play on the pay-to-win server.
Yes, sir. Okay. Did you see, Dorky, what'd you think of Dratnos' guild success?
I was surprised. I congratulated him earlier, but I was very shocked. California second is what.
Yeah,
I
what
heard.
is that about? What has that been? What?
I just thought it'd be funny to put it in the title.
World 15th, U.S. 3rd, California 2nd.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Wait, so who were like the notable? Who did you guys beat in NA that normally beats you, or did that happen?
XD.
XD got us the last couple of tiers.
Who is XD?
I heard these guys talking mad shit.
Oh shit, they're talking shit. They have the boss at 13%. Okay. Oh, they're...
Yeah, they were having some tech issues yesterday. Somebody was like blue screening or something, which can happen if you leave your computer on for 18 days nonstop. So I understand that.
Yeah, just like a lot of inconsistent. I mean, it's a hard boss. Okay. Dorky, you can give some takes too. How many bosses have you killed? All but Dimensius?
Yeah.
And how much of a Dimensius have
Are
you
you doing
done?
a tier list for bosses?
Yeah, we're doing a tier list for
first
bosses.
phase.
But before we talk about it, we have to talk about are there any glaring, we don't have to move them right now, but are there any glaring misses from our pre-raid thing? I'm posting the picture in the chat. That was our pre-raid.
Ooh.
We had Dimensius and Nexus King in S. We put Fractalus and Soulbinder in B, acknowledging that both of them were like kind of nothing bosses, but might be not terrible to re-clear in a long farm period, which kind of matters. And then we put the rest of them in A. I definitely have some things I would move, but
I think it's pretty good though.
It's not bad though, honestly. Yeah, like I would say, like for what it is, that's actually not too far off of my personal opinion.
Okay, so we're gonna do a, how do I normally do this? So I'm gonna, just on one side of my screen, I'm gonna have the little tier list, and on the right side of my screen, I'm gonna have a little video. We're gonna have, oh, let's show our kill of Plexus Sentinel to start. That'll be fantastic. That was an easy one shot by us.
Okay. Yo, is this the potty C, by the way?
No. We can't do a potty C today because you are raiding, even though the raid has already been done.
Yeah, it's over, man.
The raid is over, man.
I mean, we could just do it live right now.
Dude, you guys killed it so fast, by the way. I don't know if you went back and rewatched your kill, but when you had everyone live rings 4, there's basically nothing you could have done to wipe. Like, it was just
Dude, you know
over.
why? It's because Hunter is fucking broken.
Dude, our Hunter high rolled the ever living fuck out of that pull. It was crazy.
Yeah, variance is, I don't know if there's actually ever been a class in Modern World of Warcraft that has that much variance, but also Hunter's Mark is just crazy in that phase now that you can get away with having them in the first 2 phases.
Dude, if you look at our logs for that, which are public by the way, you can see the phase 3 damage that Hunter the procs were on another level. Like you can even compare it to previous polls. It was different. I don't know. Boss is just already dead.
Yeah, another bit of RNG can be having your sub rogue proc in the damage amp. That is also
Yeah.
a massive variance.
Oh, that did not happen for us in this. I think our sub rogue failed to do his rotation. Unironically, it was the worst pull he had. It was so funny.
Oh, is that the same rogue that you always talk shit about?
Yeah, he
Yeah, that
invents
guy,
new
right?
openers, and this time around he invented the like backstab in secret technique window thing.
So
Something you're not supposed to do.
7 mil in P3.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Also, Arcane using their CDs on the amp turns out that's pretty good.
Yeah. We were doing the like echo timings.
Yeah.
But what was the P3 damage like?
Wait, what do you mean the echo timings? Like they were lusting later, or they were using their stuff in the amp?
They weren't doing the like surge the end of Pargoth. They surged on pull on Pargoth.
Oh yeah, we've
And then-
started doing that recently.
Yeah. I think everybody should do that now. I think
Yeah.
there was definitely an argument with Race World First Gear.
Okay. Massive guy. That's a good name.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
How much do you do? Oh, you're doing good. All right, that all makes sense. Okay. On to the actual boss ranking. So starting with everyone's favorite boss, Plexus Sentinel. I want to hear you guys take. I might have like a spicy take on this boss.
This is like the hardest first boss they've made in a long time.
Is it?
Yeah, what bosses were harder than this?
Let's see. It's definitely the hardest this expansion.
Well, what about last expansion?
Yeah, it's harder than the Dragonflight first bosses. Okay. It's definitely easier. I think it's easier than Vigilant Guardian.
Yes, it is definitely easier than Vigilant
Guardian?
Yeah, Vigilant
Yeah,
Guardian on
Sepulchre.
Mythic was pretty hard, yeah.
I remember that boss being a nothing burger, but
Well, okay, so
Yeah, so
to be
okay,
fair,
this
people
is definitely one of the harder ones. I feel like it's the hardest of the easy first bosses. Like it's not one of the ones where it's like this is gonna wall you too hard. But actually, looking at prog stats, people are wiping to this a decent amount.
it's pretty
Okay.
tough, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard pugging you. I would say that's. the big
I
thing,
think
'cause,
it's.
like, you know,
I would have it easier than Vigilant Guardian and easier than like Abyssal Commander Savara. But I guess it's harder than.
Oh, I mean
everything
that
else.
was
Dude,
that was a tough one. That was like
it is
CS:GO.
crazy that we
so
killed this
it's
boss.
the third hardest of the last 4 expansions.
It
Yeah,
is
boss was crazy.
Bro, we had like 6 people dead from like 60% and still killed this boss somehow. That is crazy. It was an easy, clean one shot too.
Yeah, you guys used 26.
Yeah.
lives against it.
Yeah, 26. We had 26 deaths on our Plexus Sentinel kill. I actually think this is one of the better first bosses they've made. It's super deterministic as to like living or dying. It's all outplayable. It's not like crazy raid HPS or something. It's just like you see stuff you have to not get hit by and you don't get hit by it. I don't think the check is that hard. Apparently the guild pull count for this is right around sub 10 pulls now. But how much value is there in a first boss and it being extremely easy so people can kill a mythic boss? Like how much harder is Plexus Sentinel harder than heroic Dimensius?
No, I don't think so.
No, yeah.
So it falls within that parameter where you don't want it to be like harder than the end boss. So it's like an easy introduction to mythic, and then the boss after this is extremely easy. So the 2 boxes all falls.
Also,
under
I feel like the difficulty of this boss is very puggable difficulty. Like none of it is organizational difficulty or like understanding
Yeah, I
the
agree.
mechanics difficulty. It's just like doing it right. So I would say it's hard, but it's not like unpuggable hard. It just the difficulty scales well into trying to pug it.
Yeah,
Hard
but
but
like,
fair.
like look at this shit. This shit is fucking looks insane. Like the intermission just like
It's
looks
a little
fucking
messy,
cool.
I would say. Yeah, like it
Yeah, it could
looks
maybe
cool,
do
but
with
it's
like
also
a little like the random lightning strikes in the intermission are maybe a little much.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit like remove some of the purple too. Like I swear it can be kind of hard to see
For
some
sure.
of the stuff happening.
We ranked this as an A. I would have wanted to actually move this up. I think this is like an S tier first boss. But what do you guys think?
Yeah,
It's a low
I like
bar,
it.
but I agree.
I think if we're comparing it to first bosses, it's definitely like it does. There are a lot of sins that first bosses commit, and I don't think this does any of them. Right? Like even a fight like Vexy, you had this weird thing where like driving the bikes through the oil. People didn't understand how that worked, and so you just randomly could wipe to that, and like you were clicking vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, that was
Old
dog
Brax
shit.
was like immuning for an intermission.
Yeah, that was dog shit.
So like, there's a lot of ways that first bosses suck, and this one's just like, I don't know. It's just got like some mechanics that hurt a little bit, and then your screen's a little bit cluttered with garbage to dodge in the intermissions, and yeah, I think it's a great introduction to like Mythic rating. So
W.
I'm happy they are.
You know who I actually liked? That the BFA Uldir first boss.
Oh yeah,
kinda cool.
Talos.
Talok?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Talok was a good fight.
Yeah, Talok. Yeah, I like Talok. I like Gnarl Root.
Oh, Naruto was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
They've
I
actually
liked,
been
the
they've made
Tarot
very
Brew, although I
good.
didn't like all the trash.
They've made a lot of very good first bosses recently.
Yeah. I think this is the only good one. Or I guess Vexy was okay, but I think this is better than Vexy. So yeah,
I don't
I'm
like
happy with
Vexy.
that.
Yeah, I would also be happy with this.
I think an annoying thing for Vexy was that like if you did the fight a little slower in P1, your 2
Yeah.
minutes came up in the burn.
Yeah.
So like I feel like for DPS it was really annoying like using 2 minutes then not getting them in the burn because you happen to dunk faster. That just should have been designed to where you just naturally dunked at 2 minutes. Something that I think this next boss Soulbinder does really well. So I like kind of couldn't believe Soulbinder was actually going to be a WoW boss because it just simply does like one thing. There's no phases. It just does the same thing the whole fight. It's very easy to understand, repeatable, but it's kind of just like so simple that like a non-fight designer could have designed
You said
this
this
fight.
about Rashinon too, right?
Well,
Yeah, it's similar. It's a similar feeling to that, I'd say, but even easier. But it's earlier in the raid.
At least for Ashenan, when you follow the boss to its different spots, it would have different mechanic lineups. This boss is just
Sure.
actually like the same thing, but simplistic enough to like, are you gonna ever be mad when you're re-killing Soulbinder?
No, that's the thing. It's really convenient. It does a lot of nice things, right? Because like it's just a free farm boss with good loot. It's an easy boss to pug, and this means that this raid satisfies the condition of like if you can kill the first boss, you can get a vault, which is really nice. There have been some raids where, you know, like if you killed Vexy, you couldn't necessarily kill Cauldron, and then you discovered you could actually sneak around and do Cauldron first. But like that was really obnoxious when pugging. This time around, if you can kill Plexus Sentinel, you can very easily kill Soulbinder. So that's good for pugging, for vaults. It's good for farm, but it's also just not like really a raid boss. So
I like it a lot. I don't know, it's fun. I mean, you just get to AoE down on trash.
yeah, I mean,
I always
it's just,
love those kind of like.
it's like a
simple
trash
bosses.
gauntlet that you do, and then it gives you mythic loot, and that's
And
cool.
and the ad spawn
And-
right when your 2 minutes come up, which
Yeah,
is
it's
excellent.
nice for padding, for timings.
Yeah, it lines up really well, and it's super satisfying when you can just like I don't know, as a Frosty Cat at least, you know, when all the ads come out, you just like grip in the mages and you start blasting AoE, like that's super fun.
I like it.
But also, one key point is if you kill this boss, you actually unlock Mythic Antenna, which is
That is very funny, yeah.
insane.
Oh yeah, the changes they made.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made great changes for that. So like the later boss. Well, actually, I think that's been in.
Mhm.
I believe where if you kill, like if you were to just kill 2 bosses and they were the last 2 bosses, it will have every boss in the loot pool. That's been a thing for a while because what people were doing in this is a long time ago, but on Vault of the Incarnates, they were only killing the first boss, Primal Council, and Brood Twister or Brood Keeper. So the only thing in their loot pool were 3 bosses with very rare items that were really good. But then they just made it so if you killed a higher boss, you had the whole loot pool unlocked. You never killed Taros, for example, because the loot was so bad. But this patch they made it so. How does it work now? If you kill like
You get the eye level upgrade on
Yeah.
all the loot in your vault, which doesn't actually matter here, but it's like once you kill Forge Weaver, everything gets upgraded to Myth 3, and once you kill Salhadar, everything gets upgraded to Myth 4.
Yeah, so it just
Which is
saves you a
definitely
lot
nice.
of crests.
Yeah.
But Dorky, it also incentivizes mythic rating even more, am I right?
True.
Fuck this
Down with
game.
mythic
Well,
rating.
also, I will say something that's really cool. I was gonna say this for probably seeing them. I'll just keep it for later.
Dude.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, keeping content
Brutal.
from the people, but also
Yeah, that
did
one's,
you?
it's going into Patreon exclusive as well.
Did you guys see the classic race thing just now, where that guy killed the boss in first global, ripped a fuck Blizzard and the double bird?
Really?
Yeah.
That kind
Bro,
of
it goes crazy.
Wait, is it already over?
Yeah, it's already over.
It was
but
30 minutes, yeah.
It was 30 minutes. Yeah, but dude, it's one of the best reactions I've ever seen. Okay, Soulbinder. I just simply easy to re-clear boss, very simple. I just don't think it's fair with like the laws of the universe to put this in S tier. That's just like, it's just simply not doing enough good things to warrant that, even as a second boss.
I agree.
But A sounds fine. You guys okay with A?
Yeah, I like A.
I'm okay with that.
Fun to do, repeatable is a underrated thing, and it's an early boss. Okay, Lumathar. The second boss in the journal, definitely a step up in difficulty from the first two. But not much.
Dude, I feel like this thing has like 10% too much health. I don't know.
You're just fighting it for too long?
Yeah, and also like it's randomly quite a bit harder than I think it's spot in the raid. Especially given the second in the Dungy J. Like,
yeah, should have swapped positions with Soulbinder, but I mean, I don't mind it because I get to get antennas on my own.
Well, I mean, this is... Okay, we've always said, like, Blizzard kind of shows you the dungeon order in the journal. Like, last tier in Undermine, you could go to, like, the first 5 bosses, basically, in any order. I believe, including skipping Vexy. But you didn't, and you went in the exact order of the dungeon journal, and that was clearly their design, was like, these are the hardest bosses in order of 5. Do you think that it was an accident that Lumathar was easier than Soulbinder, or do you think that they don't care about the dungeon journal stuff as much and Soulbinder actually was the second boss? Because it is monumentally easier, right?
I mean, especially given that the way the vault works, it seems like it's actually kind of important for the... Like, they are trying to make it so that the dungeon journal is accurate to the order that the difficulty goes up.
Yeah. It's also another thing for tuning is one thing that a lot of people misunderstand is there's not one person with their hand on the tuning lever for the whole raid. The people that are they'll tell you that they work collaboratively, and that is true, but there are usually people who are taking the lead on certain bosses, and those people often determine the buffs or nerfs or the tuning of the fight, especially initially. I think they probably have to go into like a open the black box scenario to send a nerf on like an end boss or a second to last boss, for example, in the race, but like a lot of that stuff is handled individually. So it is possible that it's an accident and just the person who tuned Lumathar either got it too hard or the person who tuned Soulbinder got it too easy or something, but it's not entirely all like intentional when stuff like that happens. Kind of similar to how Styx and Forge Weaver have happened for the last 2 tiers.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Soulbinder is its difficulty wouldn't go up if you increased its health by 20%. It would be the exact same difficulty of an encounter, pretty much.
Correct,
but Lumathar, because of the way that you're running out of space in the room, like, it is nasty to... A lot of the wipes you see on this boss are guilds that just their damage is kind of weak. You know, they're not, like, that great a guild. They're pulling in the first few weeks, and they're not super optimized, and, like, you have to play the fight pretty well for a pretty long time under those circumstances, and... It just feels like a bit much for the spot in the raid.
Yeah, I'm glad they did nerf it too, because like in PTR, they made it so these pylons existed for 3 seconds longer, which meant that all the way through the walls. So you actually had to assign porting classes to do each of these pylons. So like you would need a monk or a warlock or a mage or something to do the pylons near the end of the walls, so they didn't all like leave and channel into the boss and kill everyone. That would have been a good change. Good change there.
Yeah, very good that it doesn't do that. I mean, it's not that bad. I just think it has a little bit too much health, but it's a pretty fun fight. I don't know. I guess the weird part is the like baiting of the swirlies by ranged being a pretty important thing in P1 as well.
Very important,
It also seems like not a very early boss mechanic, you know?
Yeah, I would say just in general, the soaking of the lines going into the boss is a very surprising mechanic to see on a second boss, no matter how difficult it is. It's actually not really that difficult. You can swap off really early. They can channel into the boss, and they do almost no damage. So it isn't that punishing, but just the assignment style nature of it is like quite hard. So we don't think Lumathar hits. We think Lumathar is probably near the end, like near like a B.
Yeah,
or...
P2's kind of.
I don't want to go anywhere lower than B. Like I think it's. I don't think it does anything that bad. I do think B is probably the right place, though, yeah.
They did steal this boss from
it's
Tarisland.
inoffensive.
It needs to be said. The Tarisland made this boss, and then they took it. But that's
Is
fine.
it like literally the same thing?
It is the
Like,
same boss.
What
Dude.
exactly is the same?
They stole this boss, and then they shut down their servers. It's
Yep,
crazy.
yep,
work.
they fucking deleted them, yeah. Bro, dork.
Wait, so what mode mechanics did the tree boss do?
Alright, let me show you this shit. Or we're doing a fucking sponsorship. You have my stream open?
Yeah.
Alright, check this shit out.
Dude, the sponsors won't even care as well because this place is shutting down, so it's like not a competitor anymore.
True. Alright, so you're pulling a stationary boss in the middle, but then what do you see right here, dork? What are these? Some pylons coming from the end of the room, and there's 4 of them. Ramping throughout the phase. Oh, wait, something is coming towards the boss that you need to swap to and kill.
No way, that's literally the exact
Right here, bro, right here. Look at this little guy. If he touches the boss, you die. Same thing as the root. Oh, that's strange. Oh, and then after that, sorry, in the next phase, you have to run around in a circle around the boss? As parts of the room are no longer...
Why do you need to run around?
Aren't, because the boss is doing this massive frontal over here. And look, the boss was a frontal over here.
You soak it
and then
too.
now this room can't go anymore. Like, no, you don't have to soak it, but the same room denial in a circle thing exists.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Wow.
similar, yeah.
And then they have the audacity to shut down Turtle WoW. I can't believe this.
Yeah. All right, anyways.
07 Turtle WoW.
Okay, so that's that. So Lumathar and B, stolen from Tarisland L. Actually, I think it had potential, though. I think Lumathar, there's also a world where they cook the boss up a little more. It's like a 4th or 5th boss and could have been maybe kind of nice.
Dude, you remember when we talked about swapping Rashok and Magmarax?
Yeah.
You swapped Lumathar and Fractalus. Bang.
Yeah, actually. Very true.
They could have made Lumathar crazy if it was like, the room's just closing in really hard and it gets like super tight and rage.
It would have been that would have been a much more satisfying way to kill a hard DPS check, is like you're trying to do the last set of Lumathar knockbacks, right? Versus the we're looking at when we know the 6th wall is forced to land. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another controversial one to rank in Forge Weaver, because you don't just have, Forge Weaver on its own. You have the fact that they did the sticks thing again, where it's just way harder than it should be in the raid. In my opinion, it's not on purpose. I know this has been thrown around like they're intentionally doing this for the race. There are so many things that make that not make sense. Like, okay, they made this boss specifically for the race. That we can make bosses for the race that are so hard and no one else is going to be there and it doesn't matter, and then we'll nerf it after. Okay, then why did they instantly nerf Soul Hunters when it was killable in its pre-nerf form? And then they just nerfed it instantly before we got anywhere near the Enrage. And then it was a joke. And then how come Fractalus was easy? And then like this also happened, like I guess the argument for it is that it happened 2 tiers in a row. I just strongly believe that it's an accident. I just think someone did something bad. Like you or I might be tasked with doing something and unfortunately we do it bad style. I just think they made it, like, the reason why you don't see bosses like this later in the opposite way is because you can't buff a boss once you get to it, but also they can't nerf a boss after we started progressing it. Well, Z-Skarn was after the race entirely, right?
And that was also a good example of why you don't buff a boss after. That caused a lot of uproar.
So, like, they nerfed these Arcane Echoes because they were super OP, but, like, the ad health was also clearly very overtuned. And you can't, after we've progressed killing the ads, you can't nerf it for other guilds. That's how race tuning works. It would be unfair to us, right? So they're just stuck in this. They just made the 4th boss too hard multiple tiers in a row. But, like, now it's like a heroic boss. So
it's not actually like a heroic boss still. It's crazy. I was looking at this earlier because having pulled this, I was like, oh my god, nobody can wipe to this anymore. But that's just because I have done 100 pulls of the pre-nerf version.
Okay.
The guilds that are reaching it now are still having 30, 50 pulls on it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then that's
it's
still
it's still
okay.
a pretty hard boss.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that.
It does feel like a heroic boss if you played pre-nerf though.
And then one thing I noticed, okay, no, that's a strat thing that I don't even really care about getting into now, about like the idea of whether you place these ads in front or behind now. Like I think placing them behind is just better.
Yeah, if you're reaching this as another guild, like if you're reaching this boss now, definitely spawn behind. Why bother?
Yeah, why bother? Just because like if you miss a knockback, it's just over, right? And that's like an assignment. Assignments are things that the lower down you go on guild skill, the individual binary assignments, if this typhoon doesn't happen, we wipe thing, is like usually you want to avoid that at all costs. But people are saying they're having an issue getting to the soak in time if they don't put them in front. So I don't know if that's exactly. I haven't thought about really how to solve that, but we've been doing it in our farm and putting it behind.
We procced pre-nerf for 50 pulls. We were doing it behind, and then when we started trying to optimize damage, we switched to doing it in front. But like it does work. You just have to be moving fast, which is another thing that less good guilds are less good at.
Sounds really annoying if you have to do that.
Yeah, and the melee complain a lot. So
yeah, I was gonna say like if I had to do that, I'd be fucking pissed.
So it is not great. Yeah.
Okay, so what do we think of this as a boss? What are the good parts? There's a burn. There's like damage amps. We like those. There's a burn at the end. Although I think if you're a ranged DPS versus a melee at the end, you feel very differently because like ranged are actually just like completely immobile, getting sucked into the thing. But now the damage check is so easy that you hit the 15% like cast thing, where you basically just kill it instantly. So like that's not as much of a thing. I think the intermission, the idea that you have to kill these at the same time, I actually think is really cool.
I will say, I think the second phase is very cool. Like the end of the fight, the 15-0, and it is a bit of a shame that like that part of the fight is just what goes away with the nerfs and with gear and stuff, and like you're progging this P1 ad spam nonsense instead. I feel like if more of the fight was about doing the last phase for a minute, that would be like, and that was obviously the pre-nerf version. You had to do that. You had to do both, but now you definitely don't. Even the guilds that are killing it now are not doing much of P2 very often. So I think that's a little bit of a shame with it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I found it to be a fun fight to DPS on. It's just like, the cooldowns line up well, and again, it's like another fight where you just like blast cooldowns and damage amps are fun.
Another thing,
it's a fun DPS fight.
Another thing that people do now too is they lust pull to skip the second intermission, which I think is like a cool farm optimization.
Yeah, we've been lusting the first burn because we think it's even better for that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that should be even better. Fuck yeah. All right. I mean, I don't even really know. It was kind of fun to do this.
So yeah, that's the thing is like, for me personally, the experience of progressing pre-nerf Forge Weaver was very like I had a good time doing that. The fact that it was tuned so tightly that we weren't able to kill it that week, and then that version of the fight was deleted the next week, was very unsatisfying. But it was a fun experience to progress that fight.
Yeah, I bet there's people who definitely feel the opposite though. Like there's people who were like, "There's no way that I'm a top 50 world guild. I'm playing the fourth boss right now, and it's unkillable unless I'm in like 3 guilds."
There were a lot of guilds that just chose not to do it. There were a lot of guilds that were like, "Look, just go farm M+.
They just did Mythic Splits.
Let's do Mythic Splits," and that is cringe beyond belief. Like, it's not cringe to make that decision.
Criminal.
It's cringe that decision was the right option, which it was because of this tuning. So, yeah, I mean that part is pretty egregious.
Yeah.
I will say I do like the mechanic pacing, like how fast the mechanics come out and like how they come out. The only thing I don't like is the puddles plus having to drop your ads. That combo is nasty.
I think 1 second beams were a bit extreme.
Yeah, those just felt unfair. It was
pre-nerf, sure, but yeah.
Yeah, for the pre-nerf beams were stupid. That was silly.
Yeah, but just like the current pacing, it's a good mechanic pacing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I want to put this pretty low. I think it committed a lot of crimes and did a lot of damage with the tuning problem.
I think I would put this boss in C, but now that Styx has happened 2 tiers in a row, and arguably with Brood Twister, it's 3 tiers in a row, I think every single tier from now on where they just make the 4th boss way too hard, we should just keep putting it down 1 tier ranking until they kind of get the point.
Okay, but I mean, like, this one compared to Ovanax and Styx, this is, like, way better than those 2 bosses.
Yeah, I mean, so to their credit, they
those
nerfed
were
it.
awful.
They nerfed it quickly. The fact that they had
didn't
to
they
nerf it by that
didn't
much,
they nerf Styx and Forge Weaver by about the same amount and at the exact same time?
Yeah, but those fights are still awful.
Styx was nerfed by less, I'd argue, but yeah, it was nerfed. It was also nerfed after the first week. Brood Twister was not nerfed enough at all quickly, so at least it's better than that. But I guess that was the 5th boss.
Yeah, but Forge
Yeah,
is a
I
better boss than Styx. That is.
It is, and this was a more fun boss to progress. Like
Yeah,
even
let's
if it
move it
had
up.
a similar like timing problem as some of those, it was more fun to play this, both pre and post nerf, I would argue, than either of those other ones.
All right, B it goes. Okay, Soul Hunters.
I hate this fight, but I haven't done it on a Mythic, so I can't even say.
You guys skipped it?
It's optional.
No, because I'm a melee, so.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and it's optional.
It is. Yeah,
it's an optional boss.
Truly optional. All
What does that even mean?
All
We
of
still
that,
don't know
all
what
of
that
that
means, right?
discourse of the optional stuff, just for it to not matter. What it means is, now at least, is if you wanted to, you could just go to Fractalus first, which some people do, and then you could also just go to Nexus King after Fractalus if you wanted to, which every other raid design in the past like 5 years, if there's ever a split after a boss like Forge Weaver where you can go to either, you usually have to kill both to go on to the next thing. This is not true in this raid. You don't need to kill Soul Hunters to go to Nexus King, but you still need it for Cutting Edge and Hall of Fame. So you have to kill it anyway, and it's easier than that boss, and it drops loot, so it's like you're gonna just do it. So it basically
Yeah, I mean,
is an
everybody kills it because it's good loot, and it's not worth like it's the loot is really good.
Yeah. I actually thought this was kind of a cool council fight, not gonna lie. I actually kind of enjoyed this. I thought this was one of the better council fights they've made, even though it was kind of easy. But I've heard it's like not very easy for people now, and it's mostly because I think this is a huge healer check, and like at high level guilds, like that's something that you don't feel very much because you have very, very good healers. But like there's like almost no guilds in the world that have like even a couple good healers usually. Like it's less having 4 or 5 or something. So like this is the kind of boss where like every -1 good healer you have, this boss just becomes like noticeably harder. And they didn't really nerf. They nerfed a few things about this fight, but I don't think they meaningfully nerfed the healing really.
Yeah, it's a healer fight. It's a dispel juggling fight, which that burden also falls largely on your healers because they're going to be in those groups. And it's very comp restrictive. Yeah, so you know, you can kill it with a worse comp, but if you're a guild that is just playing your 20, friends or whatever that you're playing on every boss, and that has 7 melee in it or whatever, this boss you're gonna feel it, and it's gonna feel way harder than it did for Race World First guilds or guilds like mine that swapped into 2 melee, 18 ranged or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
think that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I guess I never really felt that because like comp restrictive isn't something that is relevant.
Yeah, it
to
doesn't.
me.
It's not an element for how much you like a boss, really, unless it's like, oh, this boss requires 10 mages.
I mean, it can affect your like, for example, one thing that I hated Nexus Princess because of the week we killed it and you had to 1-tank it for 100 pulls. But like, that was just my circumstances I was in. A circumstance you can be in is that your guild doesn't have a lot of ranged players or alts, and your experience with the boss is infinitely worse. Those two things are the same. They're things that are like kind of out of your control, So I mean, I could totally get that, but that's not me making this list. So I guess that matters what perspective you're coming from. How do people normally handle the hunt? So like what we did is we did like basically we wanted to only soak at most 2 out of the 3 hunts, and we would want to immune 1. So the first person that came out, if it wasn't an immunity, would go in melee. The second person, if they didn't have an immunity, would go in range. And the third person, if they didn't have an immunity, anyone without a debuff would try to soak and help, and we would external them. But ideally, if there was ever an immunity, we would just push that back. If there's an immunity on 1, 2 would go in melee, and 3 would go in range. If there's immunity on 2, 1 would go in melee, and 3 would go in ranged. And I would just call that and improvise it. How did you guys do it?
So we had 3 groups. We had melee, ranged 1, and ranged 2. And if you immuned, you just wouldn't go, like, if melee could immune, they would just immune, and there wouldn't be a melee soak, and then melee players would look to get into a ranged soak, if possible. But, it was, we had it such that, the 3 groups of 7 or whatever was enough to live all of them.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, we have, what did you guys think for this as a council fight?
I think I quite liked the actual, like, especially as a tank, I quite liked the cadence of the main phase. The intermissions, I kind of could see the idea. Like, I feel like the chain mechanic is cool, and if it weren't for the fact that you were trying to be in melee range of the boss as melee, and that was super cringe, like, knowing that you were losing uptime to do the intermission properly as a melee was, I think, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it would be fun mechanically to do.
Oh, I never
It's just
thought
not
about
that
melee.
fun when you're watching the warlock that is literally cleaving the
Yeah,
two
the melee
floating in the
problem was a
air
big one.
and hitting the one in the middle, and you're like out soaking orbs far because you're supposed to. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that sucks. And I mean, I like the way this looks from a range POV though. Like if you look at that intermission,
yeah,
like the chains and like doing a blaze phase with chains is just cool. That's just a cool, good idea. But it's like, yeah, the melee near the boss feels like shit.
Right, and that's another one where like if you have 10 melee, holy shit, melee is a war zone in this intermission, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then like, so yeah, I think this fight is very fun to play as a ranged, especially as a ranged multi-daughter. Super fun,
dude.
Fun as a good
love
healer.
this as a boomkin.
Pretty fun as a tank. Awful as a melee DPS,
Dude.
God awful.
I think Blizzard, or one thing is true. We did testing, and everyone was saying, man, this tier is so bad for melee. It's so bad. And they say this every tier. And in every tier, they're wrong. But in this tier, they were finally right. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I was thinking of. Is going into the tier, people were like, oh, man, melee is so bad. And I'm just like, man, they kind of got it this tier, but it's by accident. It's by a broken clock is right twice a day angle, where they just say it every time, and it was eventually true.
Also, performance in this fight sucks ass. There's so much.
Oh yeah, lag. I mean, just
Like,
multi-target cleave with cooldown. This entire patch hopefully has signaled to Blizzard that needs to be better. Like, dude, doing Dimensius week 1 normal or heroic. I don't know if any of you guys experienced like popping CDs on that platform and just being unable to play the game like that. That was like the whole raid felt like that. There would just be anytime there were ads. The last phase of Forge Weaver on normal and heroic, when you popped CDs on the first set of ads coming out, it was the same thing. Like the game just can't handle that amount of events or something.
Bro, I remember one of the interviews they've had. They said it was basically on you guys' end, not on their end.
That's just that's embarrassing if they said that.
It was on all of our ends, yeah.
That's literally the people at our facilities are on like the most juiced out X3D 5090 computers. By the way, like they're that's a complete meme.
How did you guys handle the dispels on this fight? Like having people coordinate where to go get dispelled and setting all that up.
So we initially assigned sides of the room for soaking, and we were having them all get dispelled on a marker, which is in the direct middle of the room. That's why that X marker is there. And then that way, like everyone else knows to not be on X, and we literally had dispels, a timer put into our bigwigs, and we would just like have the dispels hard assigned, and they would just dispel, and the only 3 people in range. How the mechanic works is it only jumps to range, and only to range without a debuff, and then it's proximity. So like if no one is on the middle marker and the 3 people getting dispelled and the 3 people who are getting dispelled onto are there, they just get it dispelled. We found that to be less consistent. Plus the range want to be in the middle of the room. So like having the range move away from the middle marker and have to move is just extra movement for no reason. So then we basically, because they were already covering a third of the room with each soak set, we just had them dispel onto their partner there. They pressed a macro to get dispelled, and what that meant was a glow showed up for a healer to dispel them, but they would only press it when they were standing on top of the person they wanted to dispel it to, so no one else had to think about it.
Okay, yeah, we did it pretty similar. We did pings, so we had like 3 teams of different pings, which Echo did it this way as well, and Echo actually stole this from our Fire Axe Siege strat. Roger Brown like DM'd me afterwards, was like, hey, we this is how we got this idea. So
wait, really? Like
cool.
no cap?
Yeah. So
that's actually funny.
You had team attack ping, team assist ping, and team like warning ping, and then all of them had a macro that would ping themselves with their own, like their ping that was that group, and so you could immediately locate yourself and your partner and like do that as the dispels were coming out.
And
I thought that was it was really neat though, because I initially thought we were just stealing it from Echo, and then afterwards, after the race, Roger DM'd me and was like, "Oh yeah, no, we stole this from you first."
Yeah, you guys were also the ones to ping last phase Echo of Neltharion.
Yeah, that strat was less good, but it was
You guys
more
are
if
a
you don't
ping.
want to set up
You're a ping
map.
guild.
Dude, pings are fucking broken. I don't know what to tell you.
It
We
actually
use
is
them on Dimensius
underutilized.
as well. We're using them on Dimensius for like claiming planets and and gravity locations.
We also had another way of doing it that is kind of similar to the ping thing. I forgot what part of it. So when you pressed a macro to dispel yourself, like, hey, I'm letting my healer know that I want to be dispelled right now. You are also putting a marker on the next person in your line. So basically, there's always permanently a marker on your soak. So if you're the star head marker soak, you can always find the person with the star head marker. And they will always have it because you are, just by a simple putting it in a macro, you are macroing, marking that person.
That seems really good. That's like very similar to a ping, right? Except it doesn't have the audio component. But...
No audio component, and it's also just permanently on them, so you can find them ahead of doing it.
I like that too. Yeah, I think that's really good.
Okay. Soul Hunters. Is it the best council boss of all time? Is it S tier? No. Is it like...
I would say it's like...
I think it's up
S-
there.
minus or A plus tier for non-melee players, and then it's like D tier for melee.
That put it in B?
B or A. I don't know, wherever you want.
It just depends on your perspective. We'll just put it in the middle of B then. Oh boy, Fractalus.
This is a
It
banger.
starts with the letter. Okay, yeah,
It's
so
a
here's the
banger
thing.
fight.
It's a nice fight if you like walking in and hitting a target dummy and then seeing your numbers go up and then killing a boss and collecting loot.
Yeah, you just follow the weak aura,
Yeah.
you hit the boss, and then it's a banger.
This is going to be the fight where like what you are trying to get out of raiding. If you have different objectives from raiding, you're going to have very different opinions
Yeah,
of Fractalus.
yeah. Dorky's opinion is raid over soon and collect loot. Loves Fractalus. But
well, also, like you can't possibly go wrong with the fight.
Well, you can, and you can have the weak aura version issue.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a problem. Yeah.
That one is so cringe.
All right, it's not an S tier, but maybe an A tier.
I think
yeah, no, there's definitely something to be said for like accessible loot, not super nuclear difficulty bosses. You know, a lot of people liked Gallywix for that reasons, and Fractalus is definitely the Gallywix of this type of boss with the addition of the weak aura cringe. The weak aura thing is so bad. I mean, the weak aura thing is just so bad here, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so that like when they actually fix the weak auras, they're like, "See, guys, we did it."
Yeah, they made that's a good take. Yeah, no, I think I mean, what are you comparing this boss to? It's in the prototypical sludge fist position, right? It is in the third to last boss, pure single target in rage check, and they've just made so many better versions of this fight. In fact,
is this better or worse than Guardian? Of the first ones?
Yeah, is this better or worse than Guardian? I think Guardian of the first ones is way better than this.
Yeah, I mean that fight had easy mechanics, but at least you did them. On this fight, your weak aura plays the entire fight for you. It's crazy.
Well, would the same thing have basically happened in Guardians?
No, because the mechanics there aren't like solved by weak auras in the same. Like the wall mechanic is literally like binary pass fail, put the wall in the right location.
I mean, I think we were
spread, right?
I think we were right going into the tier that like people wouldn't hate doing the boss. We were basically saying it was going to be a weak aura. Like, it's going to be the most weak aura-centric fight ever, but also, like, when you're just following a strat for it and you're just going where it's telling you to go, it's just going to be like hitting a boss and doing some basic mechanics. And to some people, that is enjoyable.
Yeah.
So that has value, but it is... I mean, there are fights, I would say this too, that are less based in weak auras, but are more problematic because of weak auras. Like, Echo of Neltharion, anything involving private auras is a way bigger nightmare than this boss, right? Or even Brood Twister. Like, Brood Twister wasn't a private aura, but that weak aura assignment thing was infinitely worse because it was just like so much harder to execute. So I don't know. I can't put this boss above like a B, but I could put it in B. That's where I'm at. But
I want to put it lower than B, man. I just think like if you want to make an easy loot pinata boss, you could also make a fun easy loot pinata boss that has some fun mechanics too as well. And this doesn't even do that.
Like, dude, one thing that existed, this was so weird, by the way, this to my knowledge has never happened before. In the testing of this boss, as far as I know, like 10 to 20% of people who were testing this boss got an extra mechanic that did not exist for everyone else. It was an old like data mined thing that I guess through a bug or somehow, I don't believe it was intentional, that some groups got it and some, in fact, I know that's not intentional. But some groups got it. And what it was every single time your character got knocked into one of the heroic walls, which are these dark blue ones right here, the ones that spawn the spread circles, you got a red circle on you that was a small dot that lasted forever. And if you ever touched another person at all, you and they died, I'm pretty sure. So like as the fight went on, you also had increased area denial by just the amount of people having to be permanently spread, and you would have had to, of the two available safe spots whenever you're placing walls, you would have to have everyone spread out in between those things. Now that would be a lot harder. They chose to not have that on the fight, but like they even had like a kind of cool mechanic and chose not to have it, which I found pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they tried that mechanic and they tried like private orating the walls, and they found that all of that made it so much worse that they just did this instead.
Yeah.
And so to some point, I want to give them credit for not making a very, very, very bad fight and just kind of giving up. But I don't want to give them too much credit because they did give up.
Yeah. So we both think it can't go higher than B. Dorky thinks it should be S or A because he's a simpleton.
This is the best fight of all time, except for if your weak aura version is bad. That's the only thing he doesn't like.
Yeah, that's the time it's bad.
Yeah.
But you know, I do agree that like it could be a little bit more fun. That is true. You know, maybe it'll something more similar to like Soulbind or some shit. That'd be a banger.
Yeah, if it had a damage amp with at 2 minutes and 4 minutes, you'd be all about it.
All right.
Yep.
Nexus King Saldahar. So I said going into the tier that this would be maybe the most visually aesthetically pleasing boss that they've made, and I think that ended up being right and then wrong because I think Dimensius was actually better.
Yeah, Dimensius, but for a brief period of time it was this.
Yeah, because it's just like the last phase is just so crazy. It's also just such a unique boss. Like you have like the whole P2 is split into two P2s with an intermission. That's like a brand new cook. They've never done that on a fight. The ad platforms are not unique, you know, that's just like every kind of, I mean, literally just like Razageth ad platforms, split the raid in half, kill some ads kind of shit, super basic. The beams in P2 were really easy to do, but looked really sick. I actually think that has a lot of value, you know, having like just an insanely cool looking mechanic that's not very hard to execute. And then P1, Nexus King P1's an all-timer. Just an insanely good phase. There's one thing, and I said this before the tier, and I think I might have called it. You guys tell me if you think I'm wrong. I said the last phase is going to look really cool, and the concept of it is extremely cool. However, you're able to fully figure out this phase before the boss ever goes live. And for people who are figuring it out, it's really, really nice. But for people who are having to do it and you're just following the placements, it's going to seem like there's nothing happening and it's a very easy phase. And I think that ended up being pretty true. Like it's not super difficult to do. I think everyone uses our strat, I'm pretty sure. Or I know Echo did a variant of our strat.
Echo did their own thing first, yeah.
Echo did their own thing first, then changed what we were doing, and then
Yeah.
moved one of the planets closer or something, but for one placement. But this was what we had ready. We had a simulator for this boss, where after we saw the P3 of this in Mythic testing, and we basically created a program that would just simulate this entire phase based on placements, and just got to spend a ton of time cooking up exactly what the most repeatable and best thing was for this phase. We had two versions. One, which is the easy one, which they actually let happen, which is that you can shoot the same 3 stars every single time, like you're seeing right now. You could just keep shooting these ones in the middle. There was a while where there was a data mined spell script where you couldn't actually do that. You actually, well, basically what the spell script was if any planet is shot twice,
Yeah.
in X amount of
That script is still
time.
in the game. It's just it's only for like 2 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, it's like it's like 2 seconds. We thought it might have been the whole phase. There was no way to know until it came out. And so because of that, we created a version of this strat where you do basically this strat, but you shoot every single time you Star Killer swing, you shoot 3 different stars, which is
God, that would have been cool.
which is possible. And there is a version. I wish I could show it to you. I asked Bubba if we could show that tool, and he said no. But like, there's a version of this strat where you do that, and it is fucking wild, and it's certainly way harder. But it is way cooler to look at too. Mainly the dodges are harder because they're just different every time instead of kind of the same. But yeah, that's this fight. That's my take on it. I think it's pretty good. I just want to hear what you guys thought about progressing this fight with a video.
Dude, P1 was rough.
Yeah.
Specifically the ghost mechanic. I feel like it's like, I think that's the only mechanic I'm not a fan of. Where I just feel like it can be so hard to tell which one is coming at you. I feel like it's just a way shittier version of the Kaiveza mechanic. Like, after progressing Kaiveza, it's like, okay, you know, Kaiveza is actually like way harder, way faster, way more intense. But at the same time, it feels more fair because like you can see where the lines are coming from at all time.
Dude.
But like this version, like you just don't even see where the ghosts are sometimes. Like sometimes it just spawns on the boss and you're like, what the fuck? Where the hell even is my ghost? And if you just get MC, it's like, well, I mean, like, it's kind of over for the fight.
How
it was,
tough
like,
do you think
so
it was
annoying.
for your guild to like watch you wipe 100 times on Kaiveza and then know that they were doing this fight with you?
Well, I mean, they should know that I'm just like that seasoned and that I'm just like fully experienced. But then no, it's just completely different. Dude, apparently though, I was watching Yumi TV doing this, and Drogo's like apparently the goats or some shit. Like during an entire night of progression, he never got MC'd a single time. Meanwhile, everyone's just getting MC'd left and right.
I know Bart pushed a weak aura that puts a line in the middle of your screen to show exactly your face. Does that help?
I think it helps. I think
Oh,
what it
people
helps
hate it.
most with is that it tells you when they're coming out. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
so-
a way that you're not you're not pre-programmed to ignore.
Oh.
Which that's the problem. The way that you die to getting MC'd on this fight is that you are not aware that it is the Kaivezas are coming out.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did in progression for this was, I think we actually used Bigwigs, but our Bigwigs guy made something that I hope people use. It's not a weak aura, but like when the spirits spawn, it says like text to speech voice 1, 2, 3, exactly when they're spawning, not when they're
not when they're shooting. Yeah.
not when they're shooting.
How to hit you, yeah.
Which like helps you identify when they're coming out and actually which number you're looking at when they spawn. And when we had that made it way fucking easier. So if people don't have that, I don't know what bigwig setting it is, but turn that on fucking instantly.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it's like a comprehension thing, because the way that saves you pulls is it helps you identify when there's 2 out, which is 2 and which is 1 or whatever, right? And like, or like whether you're on 2 or 3.
So,
because I think that's the other big wipe condition is like, oh, I missed which one spawned in which order there. Which of these is shooting first? And like that, you have to know that the number being said is like the number of the one shooting out of you for that to even help.
I also think, oh, this is interesting. I wonder if like inky black helps.
Yeah, people said it did. I don't know. I didn't.
I mean, look at this.
I didn't find it necessary, but
So look at like a POV where there's a spirit coming out on this person's POV right now, fired up, and look how it's like not the easiest to see. And then look at it on Scott's. In inky black, they're like so obvious. There's like a fucking beam coming out, a bright white, but it's just simply blends in more with the background without inky black. It looks like inky black. Just in 2 pictures here, looks like
Yeah, and also the
it'd be
boss is
quite
like
good.
flashbanging too, so it's like
Yeah.
it looks so similar.
Yeah,
you can use
Like, there's, like, 3
stinky
different
bright
flashing
potions
lights.
as well for extra hard mode.
Is that a
So I
thing?
Got that one down. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a thing. It's the opposite of inky black. It's really good.
Yeah, so I think inky black helps. I think also I think Blizzard probably just could have made it more obvious when they're spawning and when they're out. I think would be a criticism.
Like the actual Kaiveza clones do like a wind up and then charge at you, and I think these would have benefited from that more.
And they have like a big dark line that like
Yeah, it's like a
arrows
red
at
line
you.
as they're about to charge at you. I don't know. I mean, the thing is the mechanic is difficult because it is like a attention check, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
kind of true, yeah.
Yeah, these beams were crazy. Do beams still one shot?
Yeah, pretty close.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's 2 ticks.
It's
or
a pretty
something,
common
but
death.
Yeah, 2 ticks are...
They tick fast.
Yeah, so 1 tick has never killed you, but it ticks 0.1. So, like, if you're in for longer than 0.1, you will die. Unless you're a tank, maybe. I don't know. Think tanks probably also die. Beam mechanics, cool. And then last phase. Okay, so where does this stack up for end bosses? I guess it wasn't a ton of pulls. Actually, what are pulls for this now?
Check prog stats.
I'm actually kind of
My
interested
guild
in
took
that.
almost 200.
Oh, is this one of
Yeah,
those
mine
that's
took a lot
harder
on
for
this.
non-race to world first?
I think it might be because P1 is like
Yeah.
is tough.
Just
Yeah,
a
there are lot
gamer
of guilds that take
check.
a lot of pulls.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a
Also-
weird texture as well because typically I don't like bosses with really hard P1s and then really easy P3s, right? Like that sort of describes Stone Legion generals. That was one of the problems with that fight, but I kind of liked it on this one. I don't know. Like I liked the way P3 felt because it felt epic even though it was pretty easy. Objectively, right? Like that phase is by far the easiest. Well, I guess P2 is also really easy, but it was both of those phases were way easier than the intermissions and the phase 1. But I felt like it worked on this fight somehow, even though I'm not usually a fan of that.
Yeah, I kind of liked how well tuned it was. Maybe a little bit even too tough, honestly. But
I kind of wish that less of the difficulty was in surviving P1 and more of the difficulty was in the enrage check, actually. I know the enrage was
or,
really
like,
tight
space
if
it
you were
out a
trying to
bit.
do it earlier, but like...
No, the enrage
I
was
think
not
the-
tight
yeah.
when we were doing it.
The overall DPS check, I think, could be higher on this boss in exchange for less lethal...
higher DPS, I mean, it
P1.
depends on the guild.
In
Bro, this
exchange
shit
for a
was
less lethal
mad
P1,
fucking-
right?
Bro, we're
And
killing
then,
this
like-
right now with World and Twilight in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, the DPS check was a complete joke. Actually, I think this timer's wrong. I think it starts casting now. Yeah. No, I mean, but, like, the boss is dead before the World and Twilight casts finish, and that I think you have another, like, 15 seconds after that or something. It was super dead.
I mean, I felt like it's got to be comp specific or something because I mean,
How did you do-
our guild
did
doesn't
you guys
usually
kill it
run
on
2
enrage?
DPS checks. Yeah, well, like we were hardly making this shit.
It was probably
Then-
cooldown
it's like-
timings. So like basically until you.
Well, we had to actually scuff our cooldown timings. Like I was straight up not breathing the platform
Oh,
so
I
that
see.
I would
Yeah,
have more
we-
bone damage.
We had to, yeah, I guess we didn't have to, but we chose to optimize for boss damage even when it probably was stupid.
I mean, if you guys have, like, if you guys are using 2 minutes at the start of P2 on 2-target cleave, not using them on the platforms, and then you have your minute and a half come up during the burn, not even scuffing CDs, and you're having single target and rage checks, that is something about that sounds wrong. Like there's a, like you should be killing
It's
the
'cause we
boss
don't
like
have-
extremely fast.
It's because we didn't really have much bone damage is the big thing. Because like we were playing.
But you
like,
have
a
everyone in the
Fury
raid
Warrior,
has
2 priest.
Oh, priests are good in the vault.
Okay. Fury Warriors are very bad at it though, yeah.
Yeah, Fury Warriors, that's actually the main reason that Fury Warrior is actually quite good right now. It's a very good class. It's just really flat, and in a tier with damage amps, you just can't play classes like that. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, it was a problem for sure for us.
Yeah. So I guess I'll retract that the enrage should have necessarily been harder, but I'll stick with phase 1 maybe should have been a little bit less lethal.
I mean, I think the big part is like how you needed damage for like most of the part. Like you needed damage to make the platform. The platform DPS
Yeah.
check was also kind of tight.
Yeah, if the
And,
platform DPS check was less tight and instead the enrage was tighter, I think the fight would be better. Let me say it that way. Like if you were more consistent on getting through the platforms easily, but also, the overall boss DPS check was tighter.
Oh,
Although I guess
also
then again,
another great point
yeah.
too is like the fact that it's being 3 healed just kind of goes to show how tight it is. Because like that's actually something that I heard a lot about from multiple guilds and just like other people that have been progressing this boss is like a lot of people are like, why the fuck do we have to 3 heal this fight? Because like you were saying earlier, not everyone has the best healers. Not everyone's able to just field 3 healers that easily.
Right.
And when you're playing with 3 instead of 4 healers like the usual, it becomes
Well, you get to cut your
so
4th best healer.
rough.
Yeah, actually, I was about to say, I wonder if
Sure, yeah.
bosses being tuned where 3 healing is possible is actually better than a hard 4 heal boss because you need less total good healers, therefore that is easier to obtain. But also the inverse of that is true, which is whenever you are 3 healing something, it's very important that those 3 healers you have are very good to enable that in the first place, right?
Yeah. I think most
Yeah.
guilds don't usually just have like an awful 4th healer and 3 good ones. Usually the healers are all, fairly there's always a best and a worst one, but like usually you're not going to be in a spot where it's like, yes, give us a 3 heal fight. We have 3 sick healers and 1 idiot.
Oh, that was a good way to put that. Okay. Fucking 1 total idiot. Okay, where do you guys want to put this guy?
I don't want to go S, but I want to go A.
I don't think it can go lower than A. It's certainly a very good second to last.
I would be tempted to do like A+ or whatever if we were doing that kind of like.
I'm gonna put it ahead of Soulbinder because just a picture in my
Yeah,
head
yeah.
of Soulbinder being higher than Nexus King just for so many reasons just seems wrong. So, all right, boys, Big Dimmy.
Oh wow!
I think this is one of the best bosses in the entire history of the game, and it might be the best.
I agree. I don't know how the experience is going to be for, you know, even mid-tier Hall of Fame guilds. I'm shocked that the boss didn't catch a nerf this reset, actually. I'm shocked Salhadar didn't catch a nerf on this reset. And then,
yeah, that's also crazy.
If you had shown me 2 weeks ago how things looked, I would have been like, okay, Salhadar was getting nerfed 8 days ago from now or whatever, and Demencius is getting nerfed yesterday. But I'm shocked that neither of those things happened. I do think that this boss probably is due for some moderate nerfs fairly soon. But the version of the boss that we killed was, I mean, it was phenomenal. This is an incredible fight. It was like 9 minutes, 10 minutes of absolute nail-biting difficulty the whole time in different ways. Everybody has their own different hard parts of the fight, depending on what class you're playing, right? Like if you're playing a mage, you're doing this blinking around nonsense in the last phase, and you're carrying, you know, phase 2 platforms in the last phase. If you're an Ellie Shaman, you're carrying the first phase, and then you're AFK on Pargoth, and then you're like the president that needs to live to your third ascendance, or your second ascendance.
DK?
Yeah, if you're a DK, you need to click your death grip, and then otherwise click your death's advance, and if you want, you can press anti-magic shell as well, but you don't have to. So yeah, DKs are nice. They get a little a privileged position on this particular fight, but yeah, aside from that, I think everybody else has like different, interesting, cool jobs.
I think the one thing this boss does better than, I think Anstrek was also a great fight, but I think this boss never gives you a second to breathe, really, except for dragon riding, which I actually think is really, really nice. Like on bosses that never give you a chance to like kind of rest in a phase, having the dragon riding thing is actually sick. Like you just get a second to relax.
My whole guild is saying that as well, and then I'm just here doing this first core that is like nuclear difficulty, and that is the part where I'm clenched the hardest in the fight, is just not dying on the stupid stellar core in the first dragon ride.
Yeah, some of the stellar cores are legit hard.
Yeah, I didn't mess it up in the last 2 days of Prague, but like it was I wiped us to it like 4 times or something over our polls.
Like, I'm wondering what they need to nerf on this fight, and the thing that immediately steps to me is, because, like, I think so much of it is solved by gear, but what isn't is this. Like, killing that ad quickly is going to happen with gear. But, like, getting into good gravity positions across the platform, that is something where the lower down in guild skill level you go, that's going to be, like, a huge problem, I think. And I don't really know how you nerf that.
I think you just nerf crushing gravity damage so that double and triple stacking is just not bad at all. You already should double triple stack with defensives, but like you just nerf that damage by 40% or whatever, and then the stamina as well, and then it's like totally fine.
Yeah, I mean also maybe stellar cores getting like a buff to like it's a 12-second buff instead of 10 or something.
Oh yeah, on the dragon riding section, that would go crazy for my flight in particular.
Because I know it's gonna sound so stupid, but like some of the stellar cores is genuinely hard, like, and to do it every pull is like very difficult. And
dude,
I don't know.
I practiced in story mode for an hour to get mine to like consistent status.
Yeah,
there's something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
I think P1, the reverse gravity precision requirement, is also likely to be a heavy candidate for the nerf. Like, the fact that you have to make that Venn diagram formation in order to get them down fast enough, I think that's going to change.
So that's another thing. I don't think they intended that as the solution.
No.
Because you can do something, and this was what we were planning on doing until the Venn diagram thing was figured out. Because it took Echo and us a while to see the Venn diagram thing, and the reason why is both of our strats going in were this like reverse gravity, do these like little line. So the 3 people don't have to move, right? They're all in a line. Rather than like on heroic, a lot of people spread it out like this. And if you did this from the pole, you would see the Venn diagrams pretty quickly. But like that's kind of worse than just doing them in front. So both of our guilds started like this. And then like we were, by the Devour one, these 2 were gone. And we're like, how the fuck do you get this 3rd person down in time? Like the Devour's going off right now. So our strat was, let me fucking do this. Where's the gate? Okay, so the 2 people who get the 3rd one, instead of seeing like back or marker or front or whatever, whoever gets the 3rd one, would the 2 people go here? You suck them down just like you do now normal style. The 3rd person gates, and on each side there's 2 people that go in the back because the middle is longer than the sides. So like if you're at the very back of the middle, what you can do is basically you suck these 2 people down, everyone gates to do gravity, and then now there's 8 people here, and you'll basically instantly suck these 2 people down because you have double the amount of soaks, right? And it increases the speed.
Yeah, or you could split 4 and 4 to get the left and right person.
Yeah,
down
exactly.
and
But at
work.
this time, by the time you're doing the Devour, they're actually pretty close to the front, so you're basically sucking them down as the Devour is happening. This was possible. There's one major thing, and if you've done the fight, you probably know what it is, and that is that these 2 people who leave and go to the back in the air, and then the Devour is casting, they're just definitely dead. Like, there's maybe like 1 class in the raid that can actually not die to that. So I don't really know.
Crazy.
I don't really know if the Venn diagramming didn't work, because I'm almost positive that was not their intention. Was the Venn diagram? But if that didn't work, you would be doing some absolutely. P1 would have been infinitely harder. Small little tangent there, but maybe interesting. Okay, this just goes in S+. There's no debates about it.
I think so as well. I think, obviously, like, the experience of later guilds reaching this is going to be contingent on whether they nerf it correctly,
dude,
and promptly.
Let me just show you. So is it 2 resets right now since the kill? When you killed it, 3, 2?
Yeah, 2. It's week 4, and you guys killed it on week 2.
Okay, look at this. Our boss right now, when 2nd Devour is cast, or when you need to get in right now, our boss at 27%. Dratnos' guild killed this yesterday, and their boss was at 16% right here. 11% lower in one. How many weeks from now until we get a 3%, another 3% buff?
2 more weeks.
So in 2 more weeks, it's going to be 3% lower plus 2 more resets of gear. I think people are going to be killing this boss like basically as the 2nd Devour is happening.
So gear does nerf this a lot, but I don't think it nerfs the parts of this fight that are making it like 600 pull bosses for some guilds. Like those things are just, there's too much precision and
there's too much precision early. But do you know how much faster?
Like the DPS check is now, if you do the entire fight mechanically properly, you don't have a hard DPS check in P3 anymore. Yeah, that's true.
Do you know how many less pulls this would have died in if Echo and us didn't have to progress past the 2nd Devour? It would have been dead like 2 days ago, like 2 days before the end. It's an infinite amount of pulls.
That part of the fight, right? It's just like we killed it on a pull where our damage was insane and everybody was alive, right? But like a lot of guilds are going to still need to prog all of P3 because you're going to have 2 people dead from 50% on the boss or whatever, and then you're going to try and kill it, despite that. And then it's going to be kind of a race between, okay, we've sort of learned how to live the 5th ring. We're either going to kill it before that because 20 people are going to live all the first mechanics, or we're going to try and kill it with 10 people limping through the last set of mechanics, right? And like a lot of guilds are going to still need to sort of learn the whole phase.
Someone said they just nerfed the last 2 bosses just now. Is that made up?
Oh, wow.
Only one person said it. I think they might have completely made it up.
This sounds like some crazy made up shit.
Yeah, I think they just made that the fuck up. Oh, it's heroic and lower, not mythic.
guy?
Oh, it's an LFR nerf. That makes sense. LFR Dimensius was fucking crazy.
Oh, that's actually, that's a big deal.
Okay, no, it's mostly normal and heroic Dimensius. There is 2 Raid Finder changes. The tank knock in P1 now only knocks vertically, not horizontally. And also, whenever any player engages Dimensius, all other players are now transported to his location. So as soon as anybody ports, everybody's ported. Because that fight in LFR, what happens is somebody takes the portal not thinking it'll start the fight, and then it starts the fight, and then you wipe.
That is fucking great. That kind
Dude,
of
the
makes
best part about LFR Dimensius as well is you don't even get determination if you wipe too early in that thing, which you do. Oh my god.
Oh, that's perfection.
It is an all-timer LFR fight, and it's still gonna be. It's just gonna be a little bit less funny now, but like, oh my god, this fight is so crazy on LFR.
And then you just keep going too. You just res and then you go back in the portal. Just get in there. All right, cool. What do you guys think of this raid? In general.
Yeah, I'd say an all-timer. I don't know. It's Dimensius is great.
Does it
Therefore,
crack?
the raid is
Does
great.
it crack your top 5? And if so, or if not, what is your top 5?
Yeah, I think it does.
Ooh, what's your top 5?
Nighthold, Nathria. I don't know, like Sepulcher, Amirdrasil, something like that.
Oh, so like all recent shit. Did you rate him up or around then?
No. No.
Oh, that makes sense.
I did just watch the Terrace of Endless Springs World First race, though, and that did look pretty sweet, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good. Okay. All right, cool. Dorky, does this crack your top 5? Is he talking about his sponsor stream right now? Let's see. Oh, his stream is offline.
Dude, he's got to go raid soon.
Oh, he's gone.
I bet he just got up and was... He just expected that there would be zero chance that either of us would stop talking for the next 10 minutes, and just
Yeah, he was
nobody
pretty
would notice
right.
he was gone.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
that's fine. All right, GG. See you later.
All right, GG.
All right, and that is the tier list. I'm gonna leave you guys today, with one picture just to remember the day by.
Oh, that's me.
And so that was the most effective.
Here we go. This is one of the funniest
it?
things I've ever seen. If you guys didn't see this yet, bro, the classic race ended, and this guild lost. They said they had like they won one of the recent raids. They're a good guild, but they lost this raid, and one of their streamers, bro, check this shit out. Literally first globe after the boss dies. Here we go.
Right, fuck Blizzard.
Oh yeah, just
that it?
fucking first global fuck Blizzard when it dies. All right, and then it gets even better.
No changelog. There was no changelog. Our entire strat just got completely fucked. We actually got completely giga fucked because they didn't put changelog. Like, fuck you, man. Fuck off.
It's so funny, man. The fucking fuck Blizzard first globe double bird. Insane fucking reaction to killing a boss.